think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello everyone and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California. The first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bart Hanson. I'm here with David Tuckman. Tonight's Friday, and it's 10-20 no limit unrestricted buy-in. Dave,
Yes.
what's with the monkey suit?
The monkey suit?
Yeah.
Just a jacket.
Oh.
Once in a while, you got to dress up, you know?
Ah, I see.
Look the part.
Well,
you know?
we're going to start off this game, I think, 6 or 7-handed. We have Jesus in the game, Corporation Mike, and some others that some other people will know.
Yeah.
But those two in general is going to mean that it's...
Well, a short-handed game with Jesus and Mike should be pretty good.
All right, well, let's get to the table, and let's hop right into it.
Let's do that. Seat 1, we've gotten... Right now, there's John. There it is. And John's got about, I want to say about $600 in front of him. A little short stack there. Seat 2, we've got Amir. Amir's a pretty tight, solid player, but he's opened up his game in the last couple of months. I played with him recently. Pretty impressive. Seat 3, we've got Mike. Everybody knows Mike there. Mike was actually playing 30-60 limit hold'em before.
Right.
Not a game that he's probably going to be that good at, huh?
I wouldn't imagine.
Who knows? Maybe he can change his style. Seat 5, we've got Jesus. There he is. The myth, the legend, Jesus. And he looks pretty short shift there. Seat 6 is empty as we speak. Seat 7, though, is actually, well, that was Faradon, but he is getting up, apparently. Seat 8 is Mo, and Mo's got the whole table covered by a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
And seat 9, we've got Alan. Now, interesting table, huh?
This is an interesting table. We are playing a little bit short as some people are going to be coming in later. Which, again, we mentioned yesterday, Dave, might be a reason why we might move the show up in the coming weeks.
Look at this. Mike gets there with the 4 hearts.
Yeah. We hopped right into that scheme. We were talking about it before, Dave, that we might actually move the show up to 7 Pacific time in order to help the start of these games, which can sometimes be a little bit sparse because 6 o'clock is a little bit of a strange time, especially in LA getting here. If you live anywhere, if you live outside of, say, a 10-mile radius, in this casino, and you're trying to get here at 6, boy, you need to leave by 4, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, even sometimes 10 miles, even sometimes the last 10 miles takes you in about an hour.
Right, so...
there have been times, my house is literally about 18 miles from here.
Right.
And there are times it'll take me an hour and a half to get here.
Yeah. So Jesus has the big blind here. We're going to get into the first complete hand of the game. And looks like it gets folded around to the blind, so you can't see seat 2's hands, Corporation Mike. And he's on the phone, so he has to get off the phone. Here we go to the flop. Queen, Jack, 8, Rainbow. So we know that Jesus has Ace 4. Turn is a 9. And the river here is a 10. So there's a straight on the board. Mike's going to bet. He's going to bet 60. And he actually does have a king here, Dave.
There you go.
He's got King Deuce. And Jesus is going to pay him off opening to chop the pot. And Mike is going to take it down there with the king.
See his card.
Somebody has to see Jesus' hand, Dave. Who has to see Jesus' hand? Wow.
Really? Somebody asked to see Jesus' hand?
Yeah.
In a heads-up match? Nobody else is in there?
Right.
Such a meaningless hand.
Right. Let me see his hand. Obviously, he plays the board, right? If Mike waits with the king eye straight.
Exactly.
This is a little bit interesting. Well,
Maybe they thought he called it a 7 or something.
See a bit of everything here.
Odd.
Live at the bike.
I'd like to keep the show as interactive as possible, so if you have any questions for us or comments or advice, or you just want to tell us how absolutely wonderful we are, please email us at liveatthebike.com.
Live at thebike.com. You can also follow a couple of live threads that are started on the internet. You can go to 2plus2.com, spelled out, World Poker Tour, other televised tournaments for them. And you can go over to fullcontactpoker.com as well. Now, Mike's brought this one in for a raise. He's got pocket 5s. He made it 80 to go. Actually, Alan raised over there with ace-queen excuse me, he's actually got ace queen of hearts and seat 9. And he's going to lead here with his
Betting
ace.
300.
Yeah, and obviously the
Hey, Tim.
kicker not as much of an issue when you're playing short-handed.
He's going to bet 300 here. And he's going to take it down. Jesus called there with an 8-10 offsuit. And Corporation Mike says, is pocket fives good? And
Good
Alan's
old
going to take
Alan.
it down. And there's good old Mo over there, seat 8. See if he opens up his game here while it's a little bit short.
Amir moves over to seat 7. The thing is, though, it's tough to open up your game when you got players like Jesus and Mike in the game.
Right.
Especially Jesus. You know, you're pretty much going to play ABC when he's on the table.
So, Dave, you know, we discussed a little bit about having that drinking game regarding some of the sayings that we have in the game.
Yeah.
And,
It was funny, actually. I jumped into a 200 game last night, and I hate to interrupt you, but a guy actually said to me, I go, hey, without a doubt, and he goes, you have to drink. Because he had watched the show, and then was playing with me afterwards.
Pocket Kings over here for Mo in seat 8. Limp
Right.
by Jesus
Make it 80
with
total.
ace-6 offsuit. And Mo's going to raise it up here to 80. And Alan's going to call with 7-5 and Jesus calls. So we get a $240 pot here. Mo's got kings. He's the pre-flop raiser. He's in the small blind. Here we go to the flop. Queen 10 deuce. Well, players should get rid of these hands pretty quickly here, Dave. Mo's going to bet.
Yeah, nobody's got
100.
anything here.
That's 100.
Luckily for Jesus, he didn't catch a 6.
And Mo is going to take it down there. And I think sometimes, I mean, I remember a common player, you know, to this game and the 500 game that was on the show last night, George Georgian, called him
Yeah.
the Greek poker god, said that he picks up sometimes betting patterns and tells on Mo. It was interesting to see that Mo only bet $100 there into a $240 flop. And I think the tell that George said is usually when Mo bets big, he's bluffing. And when he bets smaller checks,
Live straddle.
he has the goods. Well,
Right.
I don't know if it's really as cut and dry as that, but...
And sometimes I've seen him, Mo is mixed up. Since George said that, you kind of
Yeah.
wonder if maybe Mo overheard him, because Mo's kind of mixed up his game since then.
Live straddle over here by Corporation Mike. So it's going to be $40 to call.
I don't think anybody's going to call.
Well,
Oh,
Jesus
Jesus
limped in.
calls.
10 deuce clubs.
Heads
And
up.
he's got him dominated.
Mike's got deuce 4. Here we go.
Well, this
Ace, king 9.
Whoever bets this one's going to take it.
Mike's going to come out and bet.
Is Mike going to show? Shows the same deuce. And he shows the bluff.
Well, the funny thing is I don't buy the fact that Mike has an ace or a king there, Dave.
So
Because,
what are you going to do with 10 deuce?
Right.
I mean, unless you want to just pound him back.
Right. Because he probably would have raised there. It's just his style.
Although once, you know what though, I will say one thing. In the straddle spot with only one limper, and the limper being Jesus, he might slow play a big hand and try to trap Jesus.
And for him, maybe that big hand might be ace rag there. on the
Yeah,
short
oh,
table.
without a doubt.
Drink. Button moves over here to seat 9. And Jesus is under the gun. He's got pocket 4s.
Raise.
And he's going to raise.
100 total.
He's going to make it 100
Wow,
to go.
$100 from early position.
Amir's got ace 9 offsuit. He's going to call. Actually, that's ace 10 offsuit. And it looks like we're going to be heads up here. So it's a $200 pot.
Heads up.
Here we go to the flop. Jesus is the pre-flop raiser. Well, Amir's hit second pair here.
Yeah, there's his 9.
Betting
And it
200.
is ace 9. And he's going to bet 200, and Amir quickly calls. Now, Jesus, he'll follow up with one bullet, Dave, but normally he won't fire twice.
Yeah,
Let's see
he's
how this is
probably
gonna
done
go.
with this unless he hits a 4.
Turns a 7. Well, he only has...
310.
Well, he's got 310 more. He moves all in.
Well,
And Amir's going to call. Jesus needs to spike a 4 here, and it does not come.
And Jesus goes broke.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big pot, actually. We're talking about a $1,200 pot. Right there.
Yeah, right there.
Now, short-handed, a second pair is pretty good.
And we'll probably see...
Jesus reaches into his pocket for a little bit more money.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Takes out his wad of cash.
That's a big wad. Hopefully for us, that Mexican poker section won't open up soon.
Wow, man, I'm in a trance.
But moves over to seat 1 here.
You know, you and I, we've been talking about how we've been running, and obviously, like I was telling you that I was on fire in November and
Right.
December. I had two of my best months of the year I finished up with. And you were
And I
saying
had
that
my
you-
worst month of the year.
Yeah, you said you were running so bad. And you
Uh.
know what? Sometimes I do this, and I don't know why I do it. I guess it's just it's a big leak in my own game. And since we're out here and we try to,
Jesus is going to make a short buy here. Dude.
yeah, a little bit of
700
short buy.
behind.
And I'll get to that point in a second. I want to just mention something here.
Mike limps in. Jesus calls. Jesus is 700 behind.
All right.
And he's in there with 8-4 offsuit.
Well,
Mike's in there with Jack-7
This is two
offsuit.
blinds. And there's Fat Boy coming in the game in seat 4, Dave.
Fat Boy Slim?
Yeah. Ace 6-7. Mike's going to lead with second pair. And Jesus calls. He's got a gut shot to the 5.
Yeah, but even if it hits it, though, is he really going to get paid off? Well, you never know with Mike. He might get paid off.
Turns a 4. Now Jesus has a pair, Dave.
Yep, he's got more outs here. Needs a 4, a 5, or an 8.
Mike bets 50, and Jesus quickly calls.
Hey, how you doing?
Here we go to the river. River's a deuce, and Mike is good here.
Look at Mike. He just continues to bet.
He's going to bet 60.
I mean, I guess that's playing the player, though, huh?
And Jesus looks like, well, I don't know if he's made the call yet.
And plus the 2. And now you call 60.
I mean, why would some people chop? Why would you ever chop if you're right next to Jesus?
Right. And he did call. And Mike's going to take down
I mean, what, a $600 pot?
4 to 500.
Yeah, I mean, just bet 70, then 70, then 60. I mean, back and forth. Anyway, though, since we sit here, obviously, being privy to all the cards, and we sit here and obviously we criticize other people's play, the last thing I want to do is come out and say that I'm perfect, okay? So when I make mistakes and when I play like a complete ass, I really want to come out and say it. And the last, 3 days, I've been stuck playing a lot of limit holding and stud high-low. And over the last 2 months, my bread and butter has really been no limit holding. And I swear I have been playing like a complete ass. I swear. I mean, all I can say is that I've kind of been wanting to play no limit and been stuck in limit games because I'm propping, and I've been miserable, and it's affecting my game. And I've got to really, suck it up and start playing better.
Pocket aces over here for Allen. Pocket 10s for Mike. Mike raised, and Allen here.
Oh, wow.
Actually, you know what? Jesus moved all in. Mike raised and Jesus moved all in, I believe, was the action.
And Allen calls. Is that going to save Mike? Jesus is all in for like $500 too.
Yeah. And actually, Mike is.
Then he limped because he thought I was going to raise. And then he just called.
Yeah, look at what Mike is saying.
Got pocket 10.
I think that Allen limped, Mike raised, Jesus moved all in, and now Allen's going to call, and Mike smells a rat here.
Well, he already said, he goes,
Yeah.
I think you got pocket 10s.
And
Nice
Mike
laydown.
folds the 10s. Yeah.
I mean, pretty easy, but it's a nice laydown. Deuces versus aces.
Yeah.
Here.
For about $800 flop. Well, 3, 5, 7.
About raising.
Well, he's picked up a draw. He needs a 4.
Turns a 6. River is a 6.
And Jesus goes broke again.
Yeah.
He has ones, I had twos, I win, right?
Well, not in this case. 1s versus 2s.
Hey, I like his logic. Come on, give him the pot.
So there's Fat Boy coming in seat 6. Boy, we haven't seen him in a while.
Anyway, I say this tale about myself not to, it's not bad beat stories. It's really just me playing like an ass. But I say it as kind of as a lesson to other players and to myself as well. Is when you're playing good, or even if you're in a game that's not your normal game, let's say you're playing a smaller game or just a game that you're not really, you should really play your A game no matter what, if you consider yourself a poker player.
Yeah, Dave, I was sitting in a stud high-low table with you earlier on, and you made a call on 7th Street, and you couldn't beat ace high.
Right.
You didn't have a low either.
Like I said, no excuse.
Pocket jacks here, seat 3.
I mean, I was right that the guy was bluffing, but
Look at this,
I
Mike.
couldn't beat a bluff.
Mike limped in here. He limped in with jacks in late position. This is what we were talking about, Mike. If he's going to play hard, why not play his good hands hard? And the flop comes out 9-9-7. Now, Mike's good with the overpair right now. Amir's going to come out and bet with pocket 6s. Mike's going to call.
Yeah, the interesting thing is I don't mind limping in with jacks if you've got Jesus in the hands, because Jesus will trap himself and you might lose $3,000, $4,000. Seriously. But with Mo and Amir out there, you're not really going to get that much action.
Turns a king. Amir checks, and Mike's going to bet here. 200.
Amir lets it go.
Amir's going to be done with it.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't mind trapping the right kind of player you're trapping.
Well, but I mean, if you know, and the river would have been a 6 there.
Wow.
Amir would have filled up. But the thing is that, you know, but if Mike is going to raise in position with a lot of hands, why not raise with your good hands as well?
No, I agree with you 100%. My only point was, if you've got a player like Jesus in the game, or you've got a player like, say, Ed in the game, but Jesus more so, when you have pocket jacks, and Jesus has 8-4, if the flop comes out 8 high, Jesus could go broke. I mean, to the tune of $5,000-$6,000.
Dave, we got a player coming into seat 2. It's Matt. He's been on the show before. I think he's Roswell. Poster on.
Oh, is that Roswell? Okay.
Yeah. Roswell.
I wasn't sure what his name was.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what his name is, but I didn't know what his 2+2 name was.
This is going to be limped on the button. Open limp on the button by Amir. What's the point, Dave? He's got Jack 3 offsuit. Open limp on the button.
There's really no point.
3-way action here. Queen
Jack 3
7,
offsuit,
3.
too.
Yep.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. If you're Allen in that case, why not raise it?
Out of the blind. And, well, Amir, it's going to get checked to Amir. He's got bottom pair. He's going to bet 50. And we see Allen do this a lot, Dave. Like, he'll make a call here with ace-10.
Yeah.
With ace-high. He plays some big hand slow pre-flop. I'm not saying ace-10 is necessarily a big hand, but a hand that might, might call for a raise pre-flop. Well, he spiked an ace now. And then he just, he calls on the flop with nothing.
But watch him check here.
Right. Well, now he's going to come out and bet.
Okay.
Betting 70.
He's going to bet 70 here.
I mean, Amir can't beat anything except the busted diamond drop.
That was the indication.
Yeah, I have no problem with smooth calling. I mean, with just checking the ace-10 and the big blind, not raising it. Playing it a little slow. But if you miss, get out.
We've seen him do it before, Dave. I mean, we've seen him limp in with ace-king. Have 7-way action.
Flop
The
comes
flop
out like
comes
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, or deuce 4, and he'll call one time.
Right. My favorite was I actually watched him do this one time. The flop was literally like 5, 6, 8 with 2 clubs, and he had ace king of hearts, and he took one off, and you're like, man, you almost hope he doesn't hit because he's gonna get broken that way.
Raise here by Mike. Got ace 4 offsuit, and he's gonna take it down.
But once again, you're right there. He raises with ace 4, but limps in with jacks.
Right. So this guy in C2, very privy to the way that some of these guys play.
I think everybody at this table knows everybody else plays.
Except the stranger over there in seat 1, right?
Although he's been playing a lot. I actually played with him throughout December.
Yeah.
And he's been playing in the game a lot.
Okay, I'll stop.
Live straddle.
Live straddle here by Mike, seat 3.
And the game is slowly filling up here. And seat 1's name is actually Bert.
Ah.
Called him John before.
Just kind of as a default name.
Well, he looked like a John, I thought. I mean, look at him. Doesn't he look like he doesn't look like a Bert.
Now, Roswell or Matt there in C2, he's got ace-queen, and he's going to raise to 100. And Mike's going to call him there in the straddle spot, and Mike's dominating.
Yeah, Mike's got position on him, though.
It's a $200 pot. I got to say, if an ace comes here, Mike could really get himself in trouble. I think that's really possible.
And this is interesting. Let's see what Matthew does here, actually. Mike has outflopped him. He's hit a 5 here.
Matt checks.
And Matt is way behind.
And Mike checks right behind him with the ace-5. The turn's a 10.
Well, now Matt's open-ended.
He checks again. And Mike checks one more time. Wow. And the river here's an ace.
Now, I don't think anybody's going to... Wow, he checks it. Mike's going to throw a little value bet in there.
He's going to bet 200. He's going to get called by Matt, and Mike's going to take it down with aces up. A little bit surprising. I mean, maybe Mike thought the guy was trapping him twice. Check on the flop, check on the turn. I mean, when he checks the river, you got to value bet that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ace 5.
I think it's a great bet by Mike there.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's somewhat of a scary board, it's 9, 10, jack, ace. You go, oh, wait a second. What am I really losing to here? This guy's going to check twice here.
Right.
If he had ace jack or ace queen, ace jack or ace 10, he's going to bet it. Certainly not going to check kings or queens. And if he had king queen, he might even bet that with the overcards of the gut shot.
This time Matt has king queen. Now Mo's going to raise to 80. I want to see how Matt plays king queen in the small blind. He is not going to play it. He folds. But Allen's calling. Allen has Mo dominated, but
Yeah.
gee, Dave, I wonder who has the upper hand in outplaying each other post-flop in this matchup between Allen and Mo. Jack 9-5, all spades. 200.
Betting 200.
Well, look at that. Mo is bluffing.
That was
and he
pretty
bets-
predictable, right?
Mo is
Yeah.
Mo is bluffing, right?
Right,
The pot's 160. He bets 200.
right.
I bluffed it. He said, oh,
I'm just gonna try to keep track of that tonight. See how it does. See how it works out there. There we are. Look at us.
3 spades there, right?
Hi, Mom.
I showed you 2 spades.
Mom's so
7
proud.
spades. I showed you 7.
Look at these two douchebags back here.
I know.
have 6, 7.
We really do need to find those Muppet masks of, were those two guys, Waldorf and
Yeah.
the other guy?
Waldorf, the other guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's Waldorf, the other guy. Can I be Waldorf? Be the other guy.
The other one was the 7 of spades, right?
Hey, did you know we were a couple people on 2+2 were trying to? They were considering us like Seinfeld, and they said you were the George Costanza of the group.
Where did I didn't see that.
You did. Shirley was here.
Oh.
Right.
We defended you.
100 more to call.
We said Isaac was the Kramer.
Seat 6 has got an ace-king. He's going to raise here, Fat Boy. I think he made it 80 more. And Seat 1's going to call with an ace-rag suited.
Wow.
So Bert here is... oh, wow, and Bert flops the nut flush.
Okay, but okay, this is one of those times where the implied odds of hitting your nut flush, but Fat Boy's got nothing. You're not gonna make any money on this.
Fat Boy checks, and Bert checks right behind him. Turns another jack. It just gets worse and worse here. And now Fat Boy's going to bet 200. Now is Bert going to play it?
Now, if you get called one time here, are you done with it?
He's going to call. And Bert doesn't have that much money left, too. I mean, he's already pretty much committed 50% of his stack. River's a 4. Check. And Bert's going to move all of the money in.
Notice how Bert does not put his money in the pot. I've been maintaining that as a tell.
Yeah.
He's not putting his money in the pot because he doesn't want no need to waste the time putting the money in the pot because he knows it's coming back. He also doesn't need to intimidate his opponent.
Oh, with a U. Flopping the nut flush.
Big blind, please.
The button moves over to C3.
Once again, we are live at the bike, folks. I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen. We're playing No Limit Hold'em Friday night style here. Blinds are 10 and 20.
Ace-queen suited here for Fat Boy in seat 6. Pocket 6 is over there for Mo. Mo just limped in an early position with pocket 6s. Matt's going to limp in with a suited connector in seat 2.
I'm really curious to see Matthew's game because I like his game. In the limited time that we've seen him, I really like his game. He's somewhat aggressive. He mixes it up, but he's solid. And I'm curious to see how he plays when Mo and Mike are on the table.
Well, Fat Boy's going to raise it up to 100 here out of the big blind. The ace-queen suited.
80.
Actually, it's 80. And Fat Boy's deep. It looks like Mo's going to take one off. He's going to call. He's going to see the flop. And, Matt's going to call a suited connector. And Mike's in there with 7-8. So we've got about a $320 pot here going 4 ways. Here we go.
How about an 8-8-6 flop?
Wow, 6-3-3. And Matt's got a flush draw. And Mo's flopped the full house. He's going to check it. And Fat Boy checked as well.
Well, this is one of those times you want Matt to catch up, don't you?
Yeah.
Betting 250.
Matt's going to bet 250 here with overcards and a flush draw.
Now, there are some times where you don't want to let the card come off to kill your action, but in this case, you want to let the card come off. Obviously, he doesn't know
Now,
that.
the problem here is if we know that Mo has a tendency to slow play big hands, if he check calls here, what do you put him on?
There are a lot of hands you can remember. He was the pre-flop raiser, right?
No. Fat Boy came in. He limped in from up front.
A lot of things Mo could have here. Mo could have pocket 7s. Mo could have pocket 5s.
I don't know if he check calls with those hands as opposed to taking the lead and betting. I gotta think that maybe he has a higher flush draw than me or a monster. It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
Mo checks blind here. Turns a jack. Let's see what Matt's gonna do.
Matt'll probably take the free card here, I assume.
Well, doesn't look like it.
What do I know?
He's gonna bet again. Pot's about $900.
He only bets, what does he bet, 300 into it?
Betting 300.
He's gonna bet 300 into a $900
Kind of a
pot.
smallish bet here.
Now, how is Mo going to play it here, Dave? He's out of position. We know sometimes it's difficult to slow play out of position.
He might just call this and hope a club comes out and then pound it.
No, he's going to check raise.
Ah, here he goes. Okay.
Raise. 700 total.
He's going to make it 700 total, so it's 400 more.
Now, a check call and then a check raise on the turn.
Yeah.
Really strength, huh?
Matt's going to fold. I'm just saying that I mean, because we're so privy to the way that, or I'm so privy to the way that Mo
Well, of
plays.
course, we've watched hours and hundreds of hours of Mo's
I
play.
think Mo's going to probably either come out and bet with something like fives or
Pocket fives.
sevens and check a monster. And I mean, he might even bet a flush draw, but if he check calls there, Dave, I really don't think he's check calling with a 6 or some sort of mediocre pocket pair.
Right.
He might have a higher flush draw, which I would be worried about, or a 3 or some sort of monster.
Right, he's in there with 3-2 or 4-3
Yeah,
or
yeah.
5-3 or something
Right.
like that, which Mo will call raises with that occasionally.
Right.
No, Mo? Jack
No,
ten
obviously,
close? Nine close?
being privy to the way Mo plays, and to be honest with you, a lot of people play that
Right,
way.
right.
You know, pocket fives, pocket sevens, those are the kind of hands you might bet straight out
110.
because you don't want to give a free card.
Corporation Mike's going to raise it up to $110. He's got ace queen.
You were close.
But Allen's got ace king.
But Allen's probably just going to call and then check fold, Dave. Or maybe check call with nothing and then check fold on the turn. Let's see how this one plays out.
How about an ace falls?
Well, I'm saying if they both miss.
Right.
Here we go.
And he's giving you the
Wow,
answer.
king, queen, 9. Well,
How about if they
Allen's-
both hit?
Yeah.
Even if I get there, I
But you know where I was going with that one, though,
100?
right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Deuce, deuce, 3.
Allen's out of position.
Yeah. And Mike checked it. Check here. Turns a jack.
betting 2
And
That's
Allen's
a
going to
one-liner
bet
to a
200.
straight.
Wow.
Nice laydown by Mike. I mean, it's pretty easy laydown. You can't beat a 10, you can't beat a king.
Well, this is kind of where...
And you can't beat two pair.
I was saying, Dave, that we were giving Mike a little bit of a hard time.
And the river would have been a 10.
Yeah, they would have chopped it up. I was giving Mike a little bit of a hard time over the last couple of months, but then we thought that he changed his game for the better. But now he's tried to play a couple hands sneaky. Now, granted, he didn't have the best hand. He saved himself money there. But with his style, I just don't see what the point of ever doing that is. I mean, maybe to mix it up a little bit, but...
Well, you thought maybe he's trapping with his ace queen.
Why wouldn't he bet there on the flop? I mean, then he kind of just got chickened out by the turn card.
Although Allen will often, if Allen doesn't have a piece of it, he'll check twice. He'll rarely try to steal. And what are they voting on in 2+2?
Time consideration.
Oh, good.
Raise. 110 total.
Mike's going to raise now. Maybe he's a little bit on tilt. He's got deuce 4 offsuit. He made it 110 total. And Fat Boy's just going to smooth call here on the cutoff with ace king.
Now, he's slow playing ace king here. The only problem with it is if Fat Boy hits the ace or the king, is he really going to get paid by Mike?
Well, what if he misses everything? Is he going to... Oh, they're ace 7 queen here.
We tried.
And Mike's going to bet.
Now, when Fat Boy either raises this or just smooth calls, you think Mike's done with it?
It's a $240 bet. And Fat Boy's looking at him. Mike bet the pot. Pot's about 500, 240 to call.
years of experience.
No? If he was playing ace-king slow, I mean, a lot of times, Dave, people will smooth call with ace-king to see a flop. But against Mike, you've got to think you have the best hand, right? And he's just going to call.
Well, you put yourself in a tough spot, though. If you don't hit the ace or the king,
Yeah.
and Mike comes out and bets
Right.
$300 or $400, well, then what do you do?
Turns a king, and now Fat Boy's got top 2.
Yeah, Mike is drawing completely dead. Now, if Mike checks this, if you're Fat Boy, do you check also? And try to induce a bluff from Mike?
Mike's going to bet 500. He's going to bet the pot again.
Well, that's a
It's a $1,000 pot now.
pointless question.
And Fat Boy, you know, he probably has maybe 1,000 left, Dave, or a little more than 1,000, maybe 1,200. There's just no way that Fat Boy. I think Fat Boy's really milking it here, Dave.
Of course
he probably
is.
knows he's got the best hand. He's going to move all in.
All right, you got the ace queen.
And Mike correctly says you got the ace king. And Fat Boy takes it down.
I don't understand the bet on the turn, though, by Mike. The flop is ace, 7, queen, rainbow.
Yeah.
What do you think you get called with? I mean, I guess you could get called one time with pocket 10s, and if you fire again, maybe the 10s will throw it away.
Right.
Small blind,
But, I mean, there are times to bluff, and there are times to shut down.
One more what?
Look at this post here on 2+2 by Russ McGinley. I think the time needs to be set by the people who actually live in LA to make it easier for them. Jeff's posted several times that it's impossible to get to the bike through LA traffic with even 2 or 3 hours in 5 o'clock traffic. And it could be very easily, it might deter people from playing on the show. Not everybody lives at the casino like Tuckman.
No, it's not.
Got a chip count here.
Mike in the lead. Well, not anymore. Mike's probably lost about 800 there, so he's probably down to 1,500. Allen with 2,300. Mo with 2,200. And look at seat 4 and seat 5. They are bringing up the rear with nothing. Really impressive.
Get into the next hand here. Got checked around on the flop. No one really has anything. Dave, the guy in seat 1, you notice his name is Bert.
Wow, look at Matt, though. Matt? And it's not like Matt's Wielander.
Betting 80.
Matt actually did not bet his open-ended straight draw until the river when he had to.
Well, Mike
And-
just kept letting him check, and then he bet, and he took it down. The gentleman in seat 1, his name is Bert, but normally people spell the name Bert with B-U-R-T, right? This is like Bert and Ernie, like from Sesame Street, B-E-R-T.
I don't know that many Berts, to be honest with
Really?
you.
Interesting.
Live straddle.
I mean, I think Isaac makes a good point that maybe his full name is Umberto,
Ah, Umberto.
and they just call him Bert, like Umberto Brenes, Costa Rican poker player, quite a player.
Mo's going to come in and raise here after a couple limpers.
Very nice guy, by the way. I met him during the World Series.
Mo's going to make it 90 to go. He's got ace-8 off suit.
Are you not at all interested in my story?
Heads up. Good. I call it from the follow.
Unfortunately for me, if I'm not going to follow the action, I don't know who in this room is going to. God damn it.
Oh, sorry.
No, I know that. He has a brother that plays, too, that's played on the final table of a couple WPT events. Roberto Brenes'
I
brother.
think they're all related down there, it seems like.
Yeah. Kind of like the men, the master community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're very, family oriented, and they all really root for each other.
Big blind, please.
Button's going to move over there to seat 2.
Now, it's funny, the later start time that we've been talking about, obviously, doesn't affect me because I'm pretty much here till about midnight every night
Right.
anyway. It would affect you, obviously. And obviously it would affect our technical staff.
A little bit. A little bit.
What happened to Jesus?
I mean, Isaac's got those hordes of women that wait for him at about 10 o'clock at night, so.
Matt's going to raise here to 60 total. He's got 9-3 suited on the button. And Fat Boy's going to call here with ace-queen. So Matt was trying to make a little steal here, but Fat Boy's got a real hand, and he just smooth called,
But
Dave.
he's out of position again now.
Well, he's hit top pair again.
I mean, each time we try to, I'm always wondering what will these people do with ace-king and ace-queen out of position, but they keep hitting their ace.
80.
Fat Boy checks, and Matt's going to bet 80. And once again, I think Fat Boy's playing a trap here.
And in a different case, though, I mean, Matthew is not Mike. He's not going to fire 4 times.
Well, he just calls. He just calls. And here we go to the turn. Turn's a 7. And it goes check, check here. And Matthew is drawing dead. The river's a queen. Fat Boy makes 2 pair now.
That's not a good card for Fat Boy. I got to tell you, this is going to be a little blocker bet.
He's going to bet 100.
That is clearly a little blocker bet.
Can Matt ever sense that?
100.
If Matt senses that it's a blocker bet and he comes over the top of 500, Fat Boy's going to fold this.
Well, he looks like he might come over the top here. There it is, Dave.
Raise.
I'm not sure if he raised enough, but that's enough. It kind of looks like I want to call.
He made it 350 total, so it's 250 more.
And remember, Matthew is not Mike, and Fat Boy knows that. Matthew could have raised with King Jack. He could have raised
Right.
with Pocket Jacks.
Right. And Fat Boy might lay this down here.
It's a great play by Matthew.
It's a great bluff card here on the river by
Oh,
Matt.
it's fabulous. And he sensed the blocker bet.
And there it is.
Great play by Matt.
Yeah.
That is a great play by Matt. He sensed the blocker bet, had the courage to throw in a little 250L, and he shows the bluff.
Showed it to Mike. Showed the bluff to Mike. There it is, trying to loosen up, show Mike that maybe he can bluff as well there, Dave.
Well, that's a part of the game. That's part of Matthew's game that I like. I mean, he's tight and he's solid, but he knows how to mix it up, and he can sense. He knows how to read players.
I mean, I want to say that the pot was about $600 and it was $250 to call, and Fat Boy didn't make the call. So it's kind of like, you make that. It can sometimes be suspect, David, say if he were to move all in, like you might think it's a bluff, or if he were to raise a lot, but that seemed to be a value raise. And those types of value raises, if you make your raises look like value raises, I mean, they can work as bluffs as well, right?
Well, as long as your bluffs and your value raises are the same.
Right.
If you're always over betting or you're always value raising, hey.
Look at this. Fat Boy's picked up pocket queens.
You got ace king, ace queen every hand.
And Mike is going to call there. Mike had raised, Fat Boy re-raised, and Mike calls. Ace 6-8 here. And it goes check, check. The turn is an 8. Fat Boy's going to bet here 100. Again, kind of a little bit of a weak bet here. The pot's about 350. He bets 100. He would re-raise to a 180 pre-flop.
Well, let's see. Mike loves to do that monkey see, monkey do. Let's see if he raises him. Just saw Matthew do it.
He's just going to call.
Well, he needs a 7.
The river is a 6.
Well, Fat Boy can't beat anything except the flush draw.
Fat Boy checks. And
And
might
obviously-
Mike check this, hoping for a chop? No, he's going to bet.
Betting 300.
He's going to bet 300, but Fat Boy, I think, is going to make the call this time.
You can raise me.
Well, he hasn't done anything yet.
You know, it's funny, though. Sometimes when a player just gets bluffed out, it's hard to bluff him out again. He might just call out of frustration here.
Pot's 850 here. It's 300 to call. Fat Boy just got bluffed out of the hand before. Fat Boy re-raised pre-flop, Dave, and then checked the flop when it came out. Mike checked behind him. Fat Boy threw a little weak bet on the turn. Mike called, and now Fat Boy's checked the river.
Send it.
Mike's bet 300.
I do it lefty, but never done it.
Well, Mike's trying to represent anything on the board.
What's that? This is mine. This is mine. That's mine.
And Mo wins the proposition bet as he has 2 8s on the board.
After that.
He goes all in, I got to pay out of my pocket.
What does his shirt say? All grown up and still fascinated by nipples? Great T-shirt.
Then I have to pay out of my pocket.
Fat Boy's still thinking about this decision here.
If he gives me the T-shirt, I'll tell him what Mike has.
Wow, he's going to get bluffed out twice in a row. Twice in a row, Dave. Wow. Now, the funny thing about last hand with that
One line or two
one
straight.
line or two a straight, it almost seemed like, you know, it made it look, I mean, the blocker bet was so obvious there. If you're going to put that kind of blocker bet in, why not just check call?
Well, you know
You
what?
know?
Because I understand what you're saying, but you know, most players do not understand what the blocker bet is. They don't see it. They just go, "Oh, the guy bet. I can't bluff at it."
Right.
Matthew's an advanced enough player to see it and recognize it. And it brings up another point I was talking about last night, where that was the kind of river raise there by Matthew, where he had to either have the jack or nothing at all.
Right. Because you can't raise with anything but a straight there. Or a bluff. You can't raise with a
I
marginal
don't even
hand.
think he's raising with a set there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're
Right.
not raising with two pair. You're not raising
Right.
with a set. You're raising with nothing because you have to, or you're raising with the jack.
Speaking of raising, we had a raise here by seat 1 with pocket 8s, and Matt came over the top in seat 2 with ace king. So a raise and a re-raise here.
Matthew has position on Bert, though.
And Bert's going to make the call. So we got about a $300 and $80 pot going heads up. Here we go to the flop.
We've seen some great bluffs so far. Huh?
Well, Bert's got an overpair to the board. Let's see how it's going to go out. He checks. And Matt's going to check right behind him.
Takes the card.
Turns a 4. It's a third spade.
Neither player has one.
And Matt's going to come out and bet here.
Betting 250.
He's going to bet 250, a little under the size of the pot. This guy hasn't made any moves so far tonight, Dave, in about a half an hour that we've watched.
And this is the part of Matthew's game. I'm pretty sure he's going to throw this away. We'll see.
Hey, Diet Coke.
But this is the part of Matthew's game that I really do like. He picks his spots. You won't see him bluff 18 times tonight like Mike. You'll see him maybe bluff twice.
Right.
And he picks his spots.
You know, we had a post here on 2+2 by Bingo Shadow. He said that Matt took 17th in event number 3 of the World Series Focus this year, the $1,500 pot limit hold'em event. Is that the event that you cashed in as well, Dave?
Wow, yeah, I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll talk to him about that.
You cashed what? Would you make it 40
43rd,
something?
I think,
Yeah.
is in that event I cashed.
And you said that you were prouder of that accomplishment as opposed to your other cash, which was in a gigantic field.
The
in
No
one of
Limit
first
Hold'em one.
events. Right.
Well, there was 2,100 people in the No Limit Hold'em event, the first event.
Right.
And I cashed in that one. But there was so much dead money in there, it was
Right.
easy to really build up a big chip stack. But that event, the pot limit event, I'll get to in a second after this hand.
Amir made it 60 to go with pocket kings. Bert's going to call here in the blind with jack 9. So we're heads up.
Heads up.
Here we go. 10-8-5. Well, Bert's open-ended here. Amir's got the overpair, and Bert looks like he's going to come out and bet right here from early position. Let's see what he does.
Now, I'm curious now what Amir's going to do. Is Amir going to accept this bet, or is he going to raise it up?
Betting 150.
He bets 150. Well, Amir does not have the king of spades in his hand.
Do you really have 2 jacks on him?
He's going to raise it. Makes the minimum raise.
Yep, makes it 300.
All in.
Wow, and Bert's going to come over the top all in here, Dave.
Wow.
And even at this level, we don't see players often mock overpairs in this situation.
That's a strong play by Bert. I like the play by Bert. You're really putting Amir to the test here. And if Amir calls,
Yeah.
you know what? You still got outs.
We've got to see how much more it is here that Bert has.
Bert's playing the player. Amir's a pretty solid player.
It was about a $720 pot before this. It looks like it's another
650 more, maybe?
Well, I guess it's another 600 or 700 more here, Dave. So the pot now is about 1,400. Let's call it 700 to call.
Right, you got 8?
I think it is 750.
9-10.
Nothing, right? Oh my God.
So it's about a $1,450 pot, 750 to call. Mir's getting 2-1 on his money. If Bert was doing this a flush draw with overcards, or a pair to flush draw, or a, you know,
Let's get a look at Bert here, how comfortable he is.
He just turned around to the TV because he's like,
Somebody's watching. Okay, no. Let's see his face. He's gonna come back.
he gives me a dirty look.
Bert's got his hand on his face. Not too relaxed. Obviously does not want to call. He knows his jack high. If he knows he gets called, then obviously jack high is not good.
and again, Amir's getting 2-1 on his money here.
Now this is a big tournament play where you've got to gamble and really get some chips. And we don't see it as much. We don't see it as often in No Limit Hold'em where you're going to move all in with a draw.
I mean, I guess you got to really read the player, play the player here, Dave. Is this guy, you know, likely to make a move like this? We haven't seen it all night from him.
Yeah.
Granted, we've only been watching for about 40 minutes.
Now, if you're Amir, what do you? Obviously, you're scared of obviously a set. There's no straight out there. Do you think maybe the guy has if he has ace blank of spades? Well, then he's got 12 outs.
Well, yeah, but if the pot is laying you 2-1, it's a clear call.
Oh, it's easy. If you don't think the guy has a set, and you can't put him on 2 pair here, really, can you?
Well, he's gonna call. He calls.
And
So
Bert's got outs.
turn is a 4 of clubs. Now Bert needs a straight here. The river's an ace, and Amir's gonna take it down here with the kings.
Hey, I got one pin. Fair and flush draw.
And Bert's got to be scared of that. I mean, Amir's got to be scared of the ace in the river, but
Yeah.
it's no good.
Yeah. If he had the nut flush draw there.
Well, I'll put it this way. If I'm calling him with kings, I'm hoping he has an ace-high flush draw. You know?
Well, even if, this is, I guess we call it fragmented hand analysis. If he has 2 pair there, let's say he's got top 2 pair, let's say he's got 10-8. Let's say that obviously there's a chance of a set when you wouldn't call. But if he has 2 pair, you're looking for one of your kings or the board to pair the lower card or the turn card. So actually, in essence, you pick up outs on the turn.
Yeah,
I don't think you quite have the odds to call at 2-1 if you know he has 2 pair with 2 cards to
No,
come.
definitely not.
But the other range of hands, you've got to put him on possibility of a semi-bluff, at least 30, 40, 50% of the time.
I mean,
right?
to me, he called a raise pre-flop, so I go, okay, he probably doesn't have 10-8. He probably doesn't have 10-5. He could have 10-8, I guess, suited.
Yeah.
But he probably doesn't have 10-5. He doesn't probably have 8-5. So you got to put him on maybe a set, or you're putting him on, a flush draw, or maybe jack 9. Good call by Amir, and he takes it down.
Live straddle here by Mike.
And I don't want to fault Bert's play there. I mean, it was a nice aggressive play. He really put Amir to the test. And, aggressive poker is the way to win.
I think we have another player coming in seat 1.
Go ahead and raise. Go ahead and raise.
I'll go in. He's going to raise.
And Mike is going to, looks like he's going to raise it out of the straddle spot. 100 more with 7-10 of hearts. And Allen's going to call, and his hearts are dominated here, Dave.
And he calls out of position with 8-6 suited. I mean, it's just...
Here we go. Jack 6-7. Mike's got second pair, but Allen has bottom pair. He's going to get into trouble. Let's see what Mike's going to do. Mike's going to bet 230 here, Dave. That's a little over the size of the pot, and Allen's going to fold. He does not get involved. Interesting question here by the Big Bad Rook. He says, a couple weeks ago, Shirley recommended Ace on the River by Barry Greenstein. Not only was that helpful, but it was visibly pleasing. Do either of the hosts have an Omaha book recommendation besides Ray Z's excellent high-low split? I gotta be honest with you, I'm a pretty big Omaha player. I mean, I know I've played the game longer than you have, and I play it more. I didn't even like that book, Ray Z's book on Omaha.
Yeah,
I didn't think it really
his
gave you
stud
enough
high-low
detail.
section is a lot better than the Omaha section.
But I mean, in terms of
It's good for like a beginner, I guess, but it's not.
in terms of
advanced.
really useful, I can be honest with you, in terms of really useful Omaha a book in print, I don't really know of one. For like, say, an advanced player series that really lives up to, say, hold them for advanced players, that same type of
You should
series.
write one. You and Shirley.
Jack 7-3 here with a couple of diamonds.
Deuce 5 is open-ended here, and Mike's going to bet it. Take a shot at that pot.
Mike's going to bet 50.
And Allen's calling with nothing.
Allen's going to call.
I mean, Allen's calling with nothing. I mean, what is he calling?
Well, he's got a gut shot to the 9. But Mike also has nothing, and the river's a 6, but Mike gets there. And And he's going to bet 200.
You don't need anything to bet. You're calling on the turn with 10 high.
You know, it's funny. Sometimes I gave Shirley a little bit of a hard time about her Omaha strategy. You know, I think that she sometimes pushes a little bit too hard. She plays a lot of Omaha tournaments, and kind of, you know, she was talking about, well, I'm not going to give her I'm not going to give my secrets away on the show. And I was kind of giggling a little bit because I think one of their main things about her secret really isn't a secret to anybody that plays any split pot game, and that is that you're going for scoop pots. If you have a nut low draw on the turn and you have no other high possibility, you should fold to a bet. Now, it depends on how many people are in there.
Right. And obviously, I would assume it also depends on how big the pot is.
Right. But you really shouldn't be going for one side of the pot ever in split pot games.
I've seen some guys go for like third nut low with no high possibilities, and I haven't played that many hours of Omaha.
Now, Mike raised here pre-flop pocket jacks. Fat Boy called, and the big blind was 7s. Mike's going to bet 100, and Fat Boy's going to call.
And he's not getting bluffed out anymore. Damn it.
And I think
Fat Boy
raised it up 100, and Mike called. Turns a 9.
Look at Fat Boy's style there. He raises the turn with his big hand. He just calls with his other hand with Ace King. You know, he just calls with when he had a real hand like Ace King. He just called, but when he got 7s, he raised it up.
And now Mike and Fat Boy bet 200. Mike called, and the river's a deuce. The pot's now gave about $800.
Well, Mike can beat nothing on the board.
But Fat Boy just checked it down. He just checked it down. Mike bet, Fat Boy raised, Mike called, turn went 9, Fat Boy bet again, Mike called, and the river went check.
Yeah. I don't mind the check on the river. I mean, if you're going to bet on the turn, you really think the last deuce is going to change it? And I got to tell you, I second Shirley's recommendation of Ace on the River by Barry Greenstein. I read it. He gave me a copy during the World Series. I actually reviewed it in my Under the Gun column during the World Series. And it really is an excellent, excellent book. Not only talking about useful how-to poker things, but also how to be a professional, how to handle yourself, and so forth.
70. $70 raise here by seed 2. And Mike called here. 6-5 offsuit on the button. Well, Mike's hit a pair. See how Matt's going to play it. Matt's going to bet.
He's actually got 6s.
That's right, he does. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Mike has 6s.
Right.
But Matt bets here with ace high, and wow, Mike just calls 150, turns a 7.
Well, he's picked up a double gutter now. He needs an 8 or a 4.
And I believe that Matt is checked. And now Mike's going to bet 350.
That's about the size of the pot, huh?
A little bit under the size of the pot.
And Matt's got a gut shot, but he needs Mike to hit his set.
Yeah.
Again.
And 6s were good anyways. And Corporation Mike is going to take it down then.
Yeah, it was interesting. During the Legends of Poker tournament, our big tournament here at the Bicycle Casino every August, during it, though, we actually spread it almost nightly. We'd spread the Omaha high-low game at 20-40 with a half kill. And I actually would play it a lot during that tournament because I found the players were so weak.
Oh, God.
Even though I don't have that many hours of experience,
right.
I found myself beating that game. I'm sitting there going, I mean, I would have nut low draw with like 2 pair or a set, and somebody else would be calling you at like second nut low draw with nothing, no high.
Right.
4 players.
4-way action here. Limped around. 9, 10, 8 here on the flop.
Mo's got the best hand here with ace-9.
He's going to come out and bet.
80.
And there you go, Mo betting his marginal hand.
Right.
But that's common of most players, isn't it? Most players bet their marginal hands and they check their monsters.
7-4.
And Mo's going to take it down. And again, you can just see how people at the table really are not, you know, going to mix it up with Mo. I think that, you know, they think they can pick better spots, Dave. I mean, obviously, No Limit Hold'em is a game of implied odds. Why do you want to, you know, go for hands with implied odds against a player that's not going to pay you off? I mean, it's against what you're trying to do with implied odds, right?
Yeah, well, No Limit Hold'em is really a game of knowing your opponents, and you want to pick players. You can really pick your opponents in No Limit Hold'em.
Right.
You know, play any 2 cards against a guy like Jesus. But against a guy like Mo, I really want to have something pretty good.
$50 raise here. That was by Corporation Mike with King Deuce, and Allen calls out of position with Ace Jack. He checks. Mike bets. And here we go again, Dave. See, Allen's going to call with ace-jack.
Just call.
Yeah. He's going to call with ace-jack. The turn's a 3.
Allen will check. I'm assuming, and
Mike's
checks
going to
too.
check right behind him, and the river's a 4.
And
like you
Allen
say,
take a
Allen's-
shot at it?
Well, he is going to bet.
Let's see Allen
Rare
take a
of
shot
him.
at it here. He tries to bluff here.
And Mike calls. It was only $100. And Mike's going to take it down there with king deuce. And there it is. And again, I mean, we see it with Allen, a serious leak in his game. You know, he'll call with, well, ace-jack isn't necessarily a monster hand, but he'll call with these, you know, big hands.
A leak in his
Pre-flop.
game? That's like saying there's a leak in the Titanic.
Right, just a leak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he'll just call with overcards.
Right.
You know?
Plays it slow, and then he ends up losing $300 on a hand. Where
Right.
Get rid of it. Well, Allen just doesn't the hands that he does win, he doesn't maximize the wins. And the hands that he loses, he seems to find a way to maximize the losses.
Well, that's a great way to play, huh? Mike's going to straddle here in C3. Ace-8 offsuit. And we have a raise here by the cutoff. Excuse me, it's a limp by Mo. King 5 of hearts. Allen's going to complete. And look at that. Corporation Mike, he's got ace high, and he's going to raise it up. 220 more. This is what we talk about. If you had a big pocket pair and Mike is straddling, would you limp in with it from up front?
The only thing you got to be careful of, like we saw last night, Mike does mix it up once in a while. Once in a while, he'll just pat the table.
Right, right.
And be prepared if he pats the table and you limp in with queens. Just get rid of him. You don't want to lose a lot of money in that one.
Depending on, obviously, the texture of the board.
Exactly. Well, he takes it down. That's $120 of free money.
I know what you did. You grabbed the white chips.
It's funny, the game is short right now, and you do realize that in about 4 hours, this game we'll probably have 2 or 3 of these games.
Well, that's why I think the point of us asking the viewers out there, especially now that we played the show on a 24-hour loop, I mean, we don't want to alienate our East Coast viewers, Dave, but I think it would just make the show a lot better. I mean, you can see now as we're approaching the 7 o'clock hour, the game's probably going to be full for the last 2 hours. So it's if we move it up, you know, is it better for the game itself?
No raise this time. All right.
This one just is going to get limped around here and in the big blind.
Check.
Mirrored limped in with 6-3. It goes check, check.
Well, 8 high is still good.
Turns a queen. Mike checks again. Amir checks again. And the river here is a jack. And now Mike's going to bluff that. He's going to bet 60 and Amir folds. There you go. Mike's loose, aggressive style. And, you know, you pointed this out.
Hey, maybe that was a value bet. I mean, his 8 high was good.
You pointed this out last night, Dave, and I think it's a good
You also
point.
want to find out what we had?
It doesn't seem like these guys are chopping in this game, but often in smaller games they'll chop, or in limit games you chop. But I have the experience of playing limit online when you can't chop. You know, if the small blind checks to you, or he's just completed and you've checked out of the big blind, I would say it's almost an automatic bet at least 80 to 85% of the time if he checks to you.
Good for
Yeah.
fun. Don't do it to make money.
Why not? I mean, think about it. If he has 2 random cards, the odds of him hitting any pair at all are only 1 in 3. And if he's only going to call you, if your opponent's only going to call you when he hits a pair, well, then 2 out of 3 times you're going to win that.
Ace, deuce, ace here. It was limped around.
And then not to mention the few times that you actually have a pair also, and your opponent actually has smaller pairs than you have. I mean,
Mo's going to take a shot at it here with King Jack, although he has the best hand, and he's going to take it down. The other thing, too, that you commonly will see, well, you know, you make a bet and the guy just calls. Okay, well, now you can take a free card on the turn, right? Or you know, put pressure on him depending on what comes out on the turn.
well, position is huge in no
Yeah.
limit. We've talked in Hold'em. We've talked about this all the time. And if you, whether you're heads up or whether you have 5 people before you, position is huge.
Button is over there in Corporation Mike's hand. He's going to raise.
80.
He makes
Raise it up with 8-6 of hearts.
basically
Come on,
80 to
Be
go.
a trooper.
What am I going to do with this hand?
And you look at the lineup, I think Mike is almost salivating. He's looking at like 3 of the 4 players. He's like, okay, I can outplay this guy and this guy and this guy.
Right.
I got it. I got it. We got it.
That's it. What if I move to 5? Then you're screwed. You gotta take 5 right
Button
now.
moves
Because
over here
the jack
to
I'm gonna do you out of hand, okay?
seat 6.
And is Matthew leaving?
Mac,
Or is he moving? No,
he moved.
See, Matthew's moving. He wants to have position on Mike. He doesn't want to be before Mike.
So it's not like it's not a superstitious thing. He's actually moving for a purpose here.
Right.
You better move over. I'm going to take 5.
And it's funny. I think that Mike asked Matt, "Why are you moving?" And Matt said, "Well, the lights are shining in my eyes."
Yeah, as if that was the reason. Now, it's funny. I mean, sometimes people want to have position on a guy like Mike. But sometimes you don't necessarily want position on Mike because he's so predictable that he's going to raise. You don't mind being right before him, limping in with monsters and let him raise.
No, Mike raised was 6-7. Mo called and Allen called. Dave, if Allen doesn't hit the flop, you think that, well, he's hit the flop. I was going to say, do you think that he might call one time on the flop? Mo's going to come out and bet here on a 6, and Allen raises with ace-queen. And look how quickly Mike gets away from second pair.
And Mo's going to go out of this.
I'm sure.
He's not even going to think about it with Allen, I would assume. I'm thinking this is just for the camera, right?
Mo bet 100, Allen raised.
Well, the way it was
wish that was
I
the case.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Raised to
And obviously the dealer brought the chips in a little too quick. You know, I guess she's accustomed to Allen just calling all the time also.
Sheila the dealer, great dealer here, live at the bike.
I'm not going to say anything.
I don't really know what Mo's thinking about here.
That's it.
He doesn't have a diamond in his hand. He has no real redraw possibility, no straight draw. He's got second pair. And Allen rarely shows strength. I mean, the only time he'll ever bluff is on the river, usually, when he's missed. I mean, to be honest with you, Allen here, I mean, he's got to have a queen, doesn't he? Or maybe even a set.
What do you want to have?
Yeah, and Mo's going to lay it down.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to see if Allen missed the flop, if he was going to make that call again, Dave. I mean, sometimes you just want to go out and shake the guy. He's a great guy, and it's just, you know, every time I see him, you know, I almost have to giggle because I just love that, you know, music video by the Beastie Boys, Sabotage.
And he actually does watch the archives, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And he has listened to us. I mean, obviously, we have to face the music, but he'll often come to us and go, yeah, you're right, I played like an idiot.
I'll tell you right now, this hand's better than ace-8.
And Mike raises. Actually, Mike is straddled here.
He lied. He said his hand was better than ace-8.
He's got 6-10 of diamonds.
Well,
Well,
some people
Mo's got ace-9 of diamonds in the small blind, but he's away from the table, so his hand's going to get mucked.
He's got you trained, huh?
And this time, Mike taps it.
See, Mike says, I got you trained here.
10-5-3. Well, Fat Boy's got top pair, and so does Mike. No one has a club in their hand.
Matt's got second pair.
Fat Boy's going to bet 100.
So this is Mike's just got to pick his spot.
Yeah,
though. I
Mike.
mean,
This is some of the leaks in Mike's game as well.
I mean, I really like. It's like, but pick a spot. You got nothing, buddy.
Bet and a call. And what's Matt doing over there? He's going to raise, Dave. Maybe he senses some weaknesses in these players. You know, Jack 10 without a club can't take a lot of heat, and neither can 10-6 of diamonds.
Well, you got to remember, Fat Boy also has Mike to contend with behind him.
Right.
I mean, I know we all dismiss Mike once in a while, but you know,
Right.
Mike does get real hands too. Now, Matt is in there with nothing really. I mean, he's got a pair of fives and no club.
He's just basically betting off of the other player's weaknesses
Exactly.
right now. And again, I mean, it can be very difficult to call somebody without a minimum of top pair with a draw or, you know, a high flush draw here with this type of board. I mean, do you really want to take this hand against someone that's shown a lot of strength with 10-6 of diamonds? There you go.
Take it down. Nice play by Matt. You know, in a short game
Wow, the
like
turn
this.
was a 10, Dave. The
Oh,
turn was
wow.
a 10. That would have given, the case 10 would have given trips to Mike and Fat Boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice play by Matt there. In a short game, it's really difficult to be a wing player if you're not going to bluff once in a while. If you're just waiting for winning hands, you know, you're not going to get them that often. Get an email here from Rob Rosenberger. Subject, bike dealers get no respect. You always name the players who sit down at the table, but you never seem to name the dealers. Don't they deserve a little credit too? My very best to you, Rob Rosenberger.
Mike is raised out of the blind here again. He's got ace jack of diamonds, and he's going to take it down. Well, this dealer's name is Sheila.
I think it's actually because you hate dealers, don't you? You blame them for all your bad deeds.
That's right. That's right.
It's never our fault when we lose a hand. It's always the dealer's fault. Take no responsibility for your own poker. Playing.
Pocket jacks over there for Matt in seat 4. He's in the big blind. And pocket kings here for Mo. Uh-oh, Dave. Mo's going to raise. He's going to make it 80. And this one could be interesting. Let's see what Matt's going to do. He's just going to make a smooth call. And you wonder if maybe an overcard here might save Matt. But if rags come out here, oh boy, 7-6-3 rainbow. Matt checks and Mo's going to bet. Let's see if Matt's going to put the check raise in. Mo bets 120 here, a little under the size of the pot. And Matt is going to check raise. He's going to make it 500. Wow, 500.
Wow. And Mo probably thought he was just going to take this down without any problem.
Well, now again, you know,
made him gulp a little bit.
When you have an overpair, now kings are a little bit different than aces, obviously. When you have an overpair with this type of board, you got to put the guy in a range of hands. He's shown a lot of strength. He's the type of player that might do this with 9s or 10s only, or jacks, or queens in this case.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Matt is the type of player that would make a smooth call with 9s, 10s, jacks. Yeah. You know, and those are hands that Mo has to possibly consider.
Well, the amount of time that Mo is thinking about this, Matt has to know he doesn't have something like ace-king or ace-queen right now. I just don't buy it. Mo's got a real hand.
Well, Mo's smart, though. He takes time at a lot.
And he's going to call. And we've quickly got...
Well, he's got position.
About a $1,200 pot here. The turn's a 7, and Matt's going to move all in. Top pair paired on the turn. And now this is going to put Mo to the test. It might even be a more difficult call now.
Matt moves all in here?
He's moved all in.
Do you put Matt maybe on 7-5, 7-4? I mean, something like that?
And Sheila is going to ask here how much it is.
Wow.
It is $1,200 in the pot.
I mean, Matt wasn't scared of the 7 at all either, I guess, huh? I mean, I know Mo raised pre-flop, but that doesn't mean Mo can't have a 7.
It's $1,500 here, it looks like.
And the pot is about $1,500.
Almost $1,600. So the pot's actually about $2,800, $1,600 to call. You got to think if you're Matt. If I was Matt, and the way that Mo is thinking here, I think I'm beat right now. You know, unless Mo has something like 9s or 10s. And I think that Matt played the hand great here on the turn because maybe he figured that he was beat on the flop, and now all of a sudden, boom, top pair pairs.
Well, you know what? I mean, Matt's got two choices. He made a valiant effort there by the check raise. When he gets called, he's got two choices there. He's going to either shut down and hope, you know, it just shown down,
right,
and hope that he's the winning hand, or he's going to have to do that.
Yeah.
Because what's he going to bet? 1,000 and see him leave himself with a 600? That makes no point.
Yeah, I mean the stacks really weren't that deep. I mean he's basically betting a pot-sized bet here on the turn.
Right. I mean if he bets the pot, he leaves himself with like $350. Right.
The $2,800 pot, $1,500 to call.
I mean that's a big check raise there. I mean the only thing that's interesting is it's an awfully big check raise, right? Now would you put Matt on a set here? Like a set of 3s or a set of 6s? When the board pairs, it's less likely that he has a set.
And Mo is trying to figure out how much he's going to have left here. I mean,
my gut instinct is that Mo makes this call.
Don't you think if you're Matt right now, you know you're beat?
Yeah, you can't like your hands.
There's no way, right? I mean, Mo's taken this long with it.
I'm losing 1,000. If I lose this one, I'm losing 1,000.
He says if he loses this one, he's losing 1,000.
It's one part of Mo's game I never understood. I always ask him about this. But he plays a hand in retrospect to the whole night, how he's doing.
Right.
He doesn't play one hand at a time. I don't understand that. I mean, most professional winning players play one hand at a time, regardless of how they're playing the rest of the night.
Don't put all in garbage hand. I don't put you on 7. If you have overpair, I beat you. That's it.
And that's what Mo's saying.
He said, I don't put you on a 7. I think you have an overpair.
You don't raise me back.
Well, he said, if you have an overpair, I have you.
Then I call.
Yeah.
And he went through the thought process, and he's going to call, and Matt knows he's
I
beat.
beat you. I beat you.
I think Matt knows he's beat here.
Hold on. You want to go 3 times?
And they're going to run it 3 times here, Dave.
3 times. One, take it out.
One's a 4. Mo's going to win 1/3.
Second, take it
Mo
out.
wins 2nd third. Matt
Jack.
needs to spike a jack here.
Jack!
River's a deuce. Mo's going to take it all.
Mo was calling for a jack, by the
It's
way.
going to be
There.
about a $2,800
That was
pot.
Mo calling for the jack.
Yeah.
That's a good call by Mo. I mean, my gut instinct said that Mo was going to call that. I think when you started thinking about it, when you started playing through your head, you go,
But then I was
you know what?
doing it with a big hand, just because that's what you were going to do.
The odds of this guy having a 6s or 3s are just pretty slim. And is Matt the kind of guy that's going to call a raise, my raise, with, say, 7-5? You know what I mean? Mike might call with 7-5.
What is the line?
Alan would call with 7-5, but is Matt going to call my raise at 7-5?
Well, Mike said, I got to go get some money. Lock this seat up for me. So he's going to come back. And again, it's often a time, we've said it in this game, where unless you really, really know the guy or got a great read on him, more often than not, I don't mind the calls with overpairs. I mean, and that's what we used to kill Barry Woods. Is like, can Barry Woods ever lay down an overpair with top pair? But a lot of the times the overpair is good, and that's why sometimes it's so difficult to lay it down. And that's why if you flop a big hand like 2-pair or set, why not drive at it? Because you're gonna get paid off by an overpair. You just don't see him laid down.
Well, the thing is, I mean, a lot of times when you're playing against a good player, you've got to take into account that, okay, yeah, he could have a set of 6s, he could
Right.
have a 7, he
Right.
could have a set of 3s there, but he also could have 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, or queens.
Mike raised here.
There's just an awful lot of hands that he could have that you're beating right now.
Mike raised pre-flop. Fat Boy's checked. Pot's about 200. Mike's going to bet 100 here with ace 5.
Like you put all in, I lay down the hand. He's going to bet 500. It can't be 500. He didn't put in the hand.
be that strong because he went all in.
And again, another situation where you look at it as put the guy in a range of hands. Mo's almost getting 2-1. It's not a situation where he's putting in 1,500 to win 1,500. He's putting in 1,600 to win about 2,800. And people will say, well, that doesn't matter. It's just the best hand. Well, you've got to put the guy on the range of hands.
Right.
See, this guy's likely to have this percentage of the time, and so on and so on.
Because this time he had pocket jacks.
Right.
Next time he might have pocket queens. The time after that he might have 7-5.
Right, right.
Option?
And the question is, does Matt play all those 3 hands the same way? He very well might.
Oh, you have
Right.
option?
I don't know. I don't have no.
Three-way action here.
We can change this one.
9-8-5. Alan's got king 9 here.
And I guess that's one of the reasons why people don't want to mix it up with Mo as much. I mean,
If you guys don't want. Yeah.
Amir's come out and bet 60 here. He's got bottom 2 pair, and Alan's going to raise here with king 9
yeah,
with top pair.
Alan's got a bogey.
That's right, man. I don't mind playing short-handed.
I like it too, but if the player doesn't want to play, then.
So Amir's come
Kind
out
of a
and bet.
scary board here. I mean, and Alan raised this. If you're Amir, don't you want to play it a little hard?
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
re-raise.
There you go.
300
And
more.
this is
Gonna
where
make it
Alan's got to
300
get.
more.
This is where Alan's got to go bye-bye.
That one?
Looks like Mr. Kim's coming into the game, Dave. Is
Well, not in that seat. He's not.
No, the guy left.
Oh, right there.
that Mr. Kim? Oh, no, that's
Sylvester.
Sylvester?
Yeah, I had to know where I stand. I had the 9.
Nice laydown by Alan, by the way.
You not to get
Really good laydown. I mean, for Alan, that's a really good laydown.
played the exact.
You know, you bet. I like the raise by Alan. He wanted to see where he's at, and he found out right away where he was at.
Yeah.
I really don't mind.
Well played hand.
I just want to
And that's one of the reasons you see Matt there. Matt was probably up, I want to say, close to $800-900 for the show. Mostly, all in probably 3 or 4 hands. One where he outplayed Mike, another one where he outplayed Fat Boy,
Live shot.
and then he lost it all in a hand where he played against Mo.
Right.
And I understand, obviously, he had jacks, but you can pick your opponents in this game.
No need to change.
And again, that situation with that overpair against overpair, they just really weren't deep enough, I don't think, for you to really release an overpair when getting 2-1 in that particular situation with King's Dave. There's just too many other hands the guy could have.
Well, that's the question. You know, if Mo's got another 5,000 or 6,000, and
Right.
so does he. And this guy, he check raises 500, then he throws out a $1,500 bet on the turn, and Mo has to know that if he calls that,
Right.
he's going to be faced with a $3,000 bet on the river. That's where it becomes difficult.
Look at this, Mike's flop trip jacks. And I think he checked it in Amir's bet. And Mike wins a proposition bet here because he's got the jack on the flop, 2 jacks on the flop. And Mike's going to check raise here. Amir bet 100, Mike made it 300.
You're not going to get your river if it comes. I got a big draw.
Mike says I have a big draw.
Yeah, Mike's trying to play like he has 9-10 clubs. What could a mere beat here, though? Let's be honest.
And he's going to muck the hand. Interesting email here from John Rama. It says, "Hi guys, how do you guys feel about berating and verbally humiliating other players at the table as a tactic for putting them on tilt? I find it a very useful strategy against certain opponents, but others consider it rude and unethical." And I think this is an actually serious question.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Hey, all's fair in war. No, I'll get to that in a second.
What are you talking about? I donated $800 to you. When I knew you flopped it. But I've got about 500 back.
I gave you half of it back right away.
Yeah, pretty soon. You'll give it interest.
Do you verbally abuse some players at the table, dude?
I try not to make a practice of it. Well, especially not here, since I am an employee of the Western Casino. I don't think it would go well.
Well, we had a raise here by Sylvester, and Mike's going to call. Sylvester's playing with yellow chips, which are $5 chips. Here we go to the flop. Wow, Sylvester's got Queen 9 of spades, Jack 10 9. He's open-ended. He's got a pair. He's got an open-ended straight flush draw. And actually, it's Mike. Excuse me with that hand. I'm sorry.
I was wondering. I'm like, and Sylvester's just laying it down like it was nothing.
Right. No, Mike, look at that flop from Mike.
Now, I'm curious now. I mean, you see some players doing that, and it's... I mean, I'd like to say, no, you shouldn't do it. I mean, in a cash game, I think there's really no reason for it, to be honest with you. Because a cash game, if you keep doing that in a cash game, people just aren't going to play with you.
Right.
You know? I guess in a tournament, there is a place for it.
Really?
I mean, I guess if you can get under somebody's skin somehow without being too verbally abusive. You don't want to start, getting to the point where it's just being plain out rude. I don't know. It's an interesting question.
$60 bet here.
I mean, I'd like to say no, there's no place for it. But that's kind of naive and kind of,
Allen's called here with Jack 7. He's got a gut shot. Mike bet with a gut shot. Now Allen picks up a flush draw. And Mike's going to come out and bet again. He's going to bet 150. About the size of the pot.
And this is the time where Allen's got to raise or fold. Come on, raise or fold, Allen.
You know that's not going to happen, Dave.
Hey. Look at the power of Greystoke in him or something.
No, he's going to call. And here we go to the river.
Great skull, thank you.
River's an ace, and let's see if Mike fires again.
340.
He's going to bet 340 again, a pot-sized bet.
And Allen's probably going to lay this down with Jack High.
What are you looking for?
There it is.
Any of that?
And he shows the bluff.
Queen High was good.
You had me. I was Jack High.
Yeah.
I just don't think the thought process is going through Allen's head, though. Like, I think he thinks it's a good laydown because, Mike had Queen High. He was ahead, right?
All right.
Button moves over here to Sylvester.
Well, you notice Allen's pattern here. He's raised twice today, both times with top pair. I mean, what do you think about that question? I mean, obviously, I'd love to say in an ideal world and, naively say, no. Everybody's just play poker, be friends, smile, and giggle.
You know what? I'm not even going to put the thought into it. I mean, I don't do it. I ignore people that try to do it to me.
5 players.
I mean, I guess I don't think it's unethical. I just think it's almost childish. If someone does that as a tool to, I guess, try to improve their game. Well, okay.
I mean, I'm just throwing that at you. What if it works?
Sylvester bet 80 here on the flop. He's got Queen 6. And Allen's going to call with Ace Jack, Dave. Turns 4 diamonds. Well, Allen's got the nut flush draw now.
Now, this is another time where if Sylvester bets and Allen raises, he'll take it down.
Sylvester bets 100.
Come on, Allen, raise it up, buddy.
He's just going to call. And here we go to the river. The river's a 7, and Queen 6 is good.
Allen misses. Allen's going to check.
And I think Sylvester might... Oh, wait a minute. No, Allen's going to bet here. He bet at the end as a bluff, Dave. He missed, and he bet. Oh, there it is. Wow. And Sylvester quickly folded.
Is Alan showing that like trying to like
Represent a 5, I guess.
4-5? I guess. I mean, because the board
Yeah.
was 10-6-3. If you had 4-5, he was open-ended. Okay. Like I said, the only time Alan really shows aggressiveness is he does it on the river if he misses his draw. Once in a while, he'll try to bluff.
Yeah.
If Alan would just do that on the turn once in a while, he'd take him down even earlier.
Mo, your first action.
And when I'm advocating bluffing,
80.
you don't have to bluff every hand. If you bluffed once every session, only at an opportune time, that would be enough.
$80 raise here.
240.
And Mike's going to re-raise with King 3. Mo opened for 80. Mike made it 240 with King 3 offsuit. Mo calls. We quickly got a $500 pot going. Heads up. Mike
And-
is in position.
Way behind.
Double of your bet.
Jack 9-5.
Double of your bet.
Not necessarily that bad for 8s.
520.
And Mike's going to bet 520 here. He's going to bet the pot. And I don't think Mo buys it for a second. It doesn't look like it. Well, let's see.
Double of your bet. How much is double of
He
your
just
bet?
doubled up his bet, I think.
1,040.
No.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Trying to get a reaction.
And the funny thing is, if Mike had had a set of jacks,
Right.
could he make Mo put that bet in?
Well, Mo's not going to get involved.
Yeah.
And Mike is really on a bluff streak here tonight, isn't he?
Well, I mean, like I said, Mike's a dangerous player. He bluffs an awful lot, and obviously a lot of his bluffs are going to work. If you just kind of shave him down a little bit.
Right.
Always flash. I didn't know that was good or bad.
I mean, it's funny. If you're playing in a tournament, like I said, I don't really think in a cash game it is any place. But if you're playing in a tournament, and there's a guy next to you who kind of like... I'll give you an example, actually. I was playing in a $200 game last night, small game.
Like that one?
And I'm in the small blind, the guy's in the big blind. And the guy was really offended that I wouldn't shop. And he got all mad and he took it
Every time you
personally.
limped in first position, you had a big
And he started, verbally harassing me.
One time I folded 10.
So I made a small little comment, and he ended up going broke. He ended up giving me his chips. Because he took it personally. He said, I'm going to defend my blind. And he gave me $200.
Mo's got top pair here.
Jack. Jack.
I want to hear what that little comment was after this hand. Turns a king.
Well, you've heard me. I mean, I think I'm a very nice guy. I don't. But
I thought the old Mo was back. I thought we were going to start gambling.
And Mo put a bet in there on the turn. He's going to take it down.
I'm going to gamble. Just wait a little bit. I'm gonna gamble.
You get warmed up, huh?
You bluff me. I had king queen that time. You had king 3, king
Live
queen.
straddle.
So what was the comment?
well, the guy was literally the first thing he said. Literally, he was at the table 2 seconds. I wouldn't check it. I wouldn't chop it. I go, listen, I'm sorry, sir. I don't chop. And the whole table goes, yeah, he doesn't chop. He goes, oh, you're a douchebag.
My first enemy.
I mean, right away the guy says that to me, and he just goes on and on and on. I mean, we ended up chopping it. We ended up checking it down anyway because I didn't have anything. I was out of position.
Right.
No,
And the guy's like,
that's
oh,
where
that's
yes.
great. You just made the casino an extra $4. Good job there, douchebag. And he just goes on. He would not stop.
350.
Well, we had a couple of limpers here, and Sylvester's got 350. I guess he's taking a shot in this game. He's going to move all in with Jack 5 out of the blind here.
There's one thing to take a shot, but I mean, he's risking $350 to win, like $40.
You know, the thing is I think that Mo, I don't know if I can get confirmation from this on the floor, but I think that Mo allowed Sylvester to come and sit down in this game with less than 1,000 because the game was short. I think he's literally playing a short stack here.
Apparently,
Yeah.
but he's risking $350 to win 40. I mean, the odds, you've got to be right like 9 out of 10 times. So anyway, the guy was continuing to go, and he goes, well, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? So finally, I just said to him, I go, you know what? I think you're a crappy poker player, okay? And I want to play heads up versus you.
Live straddle here by Corporation Mike. Dave, I've heard comments from several different sources that say you can sometimes be a little bit of a cocky player at the table.
Come here.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
got a big fun.
Mike, whenever I'm not in the game, you don't raise.
Limped around.
Oh,
Well, Amir's got a flush draw. Mike just checked it out of the straddle spot. And
Normally
Amir-
this would go,
Wow, Amir just not bet.
You know what's going on, right?
Yeah, I know what's going
and normally you check that to induce a bluff, but Amir doesn't have anything yet.
how much is that?
on. Yeah, that's going this way.
Turns an 8. Now Amir makes the nut flush.
Is that 100? How much does that cost?
I got to be honest, I might check it again and let Mike bluff, because Mike can't, I don't think Mike is capable of checking 3 times.
And Amir takes it down.
I mean, the only thing I'll say is if you're playing at a table in terms of getting abusive with somebody, I think there's a line you draw. Don't really get personal. Don't talk about somebody's family. You know, in terms of poker, hey,
Where is the fan?
to me, it's almost the same way. Like I used to play hockey a lot, okay, and I played competitive hockey. And if you can get in somebody's face, you know, and you can get under their skin, go ahead.
Did you used to fight?
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
Also,
Ace Jack over here for Fat Boy. He limps in under the gun. Playing kind of short. Mo limps in with an ace 8.
4 players.
And Mike's just going to check a little gap suited connector. 4-way action, $80 pot. Deuce, deuce, 5. Mike's got top pair. He's got a
And
bet.
Mike bets it.
50.
Nobody's got anything here. I'm assuming it's going to be folded around here. And it is. I mean, the same question is asked in the NBA. Is trash talk, is there a place for trash talk in the NBA or the NHL or football? And you look at a guy like Larry Bird, one of the great basketball players of all time. He was well known for his trash talk.
Really?
One of the worst trash talkers of all time, Larry Bird.
Not against me. Lucky against me. Okay.
Well, that guy Tony G, Dave, big time trash talker. English,
Yeah.
or I think he's Australian. Big time trash talker.
You know, and if you sense that somebody's going to steam or tilt off their money, and all you got to do is kind of like, you know, flip on their switch.
that boy, let's do it, man. 500.
Hey,
Take the Lakers.
all the
got
power
60.
to you. But don't be an ass about it, you know? Don't go over that line.
Everybody's
Button
fine.
moves over here to seat 9. Sylvester.
The line's 5.
I mean, it's funny that they're so strict about using, like, the F word and stuff now. To me, they should really be strict about other things as well,
Los
you know?
Angeles, California. Staples Center.
Mo's going to bring it in for a raise here. King Jack of Hearts.
Yeah.
$60.
60.
Ace Queen here for Fat Boy in the big blind. And Mike's going to call him a small blind with deuce 3 offsuit, Dave.
And is Fat Boy raising it up a little bit? Yeah.
No, he's going to call.
Wow, okay.
So here we go, 4-way action, $240 pot. Amir's in there with Jack 8 of diamonds.
Fat Boy's almost playing it a little too passive tonight, isn't he?
5-7-8. Well, Amir has top pair. Let's see how he's going to play it. He checks. Mo's not going to fire at it.
I think he's going to check once, see another safeguard, and then throw some money out there.
Turns a 5. Well, I think Amir's going to bet now.
I would imagine.
Actually, Mike came out and bet. He bet 100. Amir's going to raise. And now Mo can safely fold his hand.
And Amir does not make many moves.
Well, can Mike pick his spots better here?
Well, if Mike comes back over the top, can Amir call, really? Remember, you checked it twice. And Mike's raising him.
And Amir quickly called. And we've got over $1,000 pot here.
Now, let's see if Mike can really push this one.
River's
here.
a 9, so we've got about $1,000 pot.
There's a one-liner to a straight on there. And Mike's going to really have to push if he wants to win this.
He's going to bet 800 here. A little under the size of the pot.
Can Amir call this? Remember, Amir checked the flop. Mike could have anything here.
He raised the turn. Mike came back over the top, and Amir quickly called.
I mean, what can Amir beat except the pure bluff?
Can't beat a 5. But he's going to make the call. And Mike has a pure bluff. He is on a pure bluff.
Oh, shit. I don't know how you call it. Show me. You're good. I got 4 high. I got 8. Yeah.
You don't have 4 high, you have 3 high.
I think I called it.
He's overstating his hand. Now, the funny thing is, Mike still says, he goes, how do you call?
Right,
Mike,
right.
it's you. You do this every night.
Right.
I thought about
What do you mean, how do you call?
I thought about what you thought about
You
it.
just want to give me my money.
I figured you like that.
Button's going to move over to Mike there and seat. There's a shot of Amir. Seat 2.
I mean, I'll tell you, it's one of the reasons why if Mike runs hot, if the deck hits Mike in the face, he can build up that stack real quick
Right.
because he gets paid off.
I know. I always do go broke. What do you want? That's your answer, right? I know that, Mike. Actually, he gives me the bad beats all the time, so...
Limped around here.
that's
And Allen's going to ace jack again here, Dave. Limped around. Well, he's hit top pair now. Ace 8 deuce.
Go.
And it gets checked around.
I check it one more
6.
time. Let Mike bluff at it. He's going to.
Well, Allen's going to bet now. Bets 120.
Well,
And Mike's going to call. Calling with his smaller denomination chips, Dave, which sometimes you say
Tilting.
it's almost like a thing where you're trying to get rid of him.
Mike is officially steaming.
And Amir calls. We can't see what he has over there.
What's Amir have? Where is he? Amir, show your cards, buddy.
Oh.
There you go.
Amir's got 4-5. 4-5.
What?
I guess it's a double gutter, right?
Yeah.
Double gutter.
7 or a 3.
River's a 9.
Not a 9. And Ace Jack is still good.
Alan's going to bet 200 now. Alan bets 200 here. He does have the best hand.
And
Did Mike raise?
Yeah, he made it 400.
I think it's 300 more. And Alan quickly calls.
Deuces.
And Mike is really, really fuming right
And
now.
Alan said it. Well, Mike said deuces. And Alan said a set. And he goes, no, deuces.
Well, you got to think that Mike was trying to raise Alan off of a hand. He couldn't think that his hand deuces were good.
I got to tell you, I have a lot of respect for Mike. And I absolutely adore his mother. His mother is fabulous.
Yeah.
And anytime she wants me to put her into a sit and go, I will back her. She's one of the funniest thing is Mike and his mother could not be bigger, polar opposites more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. She has great discipline, great patience. She sits there and waits all day for her hand. And then she picks her spots to bluff. But Mike is, he needs to take a walk here.
Three-way action, four-way action here, limped around $40 pot. King Jack 6 with a couple of diamonds. Doesn't look like anybody hit this at all.
Go.
And Mike is not going to bet at it, surprisingly. Turns a 5. Mo's good with ace high here. Well, Sylvester's going to come out. He's going to bet 50 with a gut shot. 50 into an $80 pot, and he's going to take it down.
Take it down. Nice bet by Sylvester. Once again, we are live at the bike, folks. I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen, playing No Limit Hold'em. Blinds are 10 and 20. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at liveatthebike.com. If you want to join us on a live thread, you can go to 2plus2.com or Full Contact Poker, Daniel Negreano's site. And if you want to know how to get there, just go to liveatthebike.com, spelled out, and you can follow our links.
Well, I don't see a thread on Full Contact Poker tonight, Dave. So.
Well, then don't go there. Go to 2plus2 instead.
Well,
and I gotta tell you, it's been a short game all night, but it's been a great game, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've seen Matthew make some moves. We've seen Mo make some moves. And we've seen Mike bluff off about $2,500.
Well, Amir's going to limp in here on the button with King Jack. Mo completes. Excuse me. Amir limps in with King 9 of diamonds. Mo completes with King Jack. And here we go, four-way action.
How would someone say I'm trying not to smoke because the game's short and then go small? Explain that to me.
$80 pot. Queen 7-6.
Go.
10.
Turns a 6. It got checked around. Amir's going to flush draw now.
80.
And Mike's going to come out and make a bluff bet. He bets 80.
What? Mike is bluffing?
Now, this is a perfect spot where Amir could raise here, right, Dave? But he just calls.
Well, you don't want to. Exactly. Unless you're going to call him down with King High.
Well, he makes the flush.
Well, that makes it easy.
And Mike checks. Amir's going to bet.
Yeah.
Mike folds.
The funny thing, we got an email here from Damian Edwards. Hey, is Mike that much better than these other players? It just seems he is dominating this table, and he's yet to be caught. Well, obviously, that email was a little delayed.
Well, I mean, you can just see that Mike is definitely prone to tilt. Like most poker players, Dave, even the professional ones, right?
Yeah. And that's the part of the game if you really want to be good and be professional. You've got to take that emotional part of the game out of it.
Right.
Interesting email here from Michael Feynman. He was talking about that big hand where Mo had aces. Mo had kings, sorry. And Matthew had jacks. And he was wondering why we didn't put him on. We didn't think that maybe Matthew had aces. And Mo didn't even think he had aces. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I guess. Well, let's get to this after the hand
Yeah.
here. Deuce 6 with ace, queen of hearts. King, king 4. Mo raised it up to 50. And it goes check, check here. Mo did not bet. Turns a 7.
Why bet? Let Mike bluff at it.
Goes check, check again, and the river's a 5. And Mike called out of the blind with deuce 6.
Yeah, and I think Mo was just letting him bluff. And I think if Mike bet, I think Mo was going to call.
Well, it's an interesting email, and I guess we didn't go over that, although, that's always a possibility. Matt certainly could have called in the big blind, smooth call with aces.
Of course.
But again, I mean, that's just another,
Yeah.
when you've got kings,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that hand is going to beat you. It's just another hand that he could have that's going to beat you, as well as a 7.
Well, and that's, in the end, that's what it comes down to, right?
I mean, if you got queens, then you really have to start thinking about the other over pairs that he might have smooth called with.
Right. Jack's obviously even harder.
Right.
There are a lot of hands. He could have easily had aces. A lot of good players in the big blind. If it's
Right.
heads up, will just call to disguise the strength of
Right.
their hand. But I think our point was that there was a range of hands Mo was going to put Matthew on.
Right.
And the only hands he was behind on were, say, a set, a lone 7, or aces.
Right.
And obviously a lot of hands that Matt could have that he would be beating.
Mo raised it up to 120 here. Sylvester called with ace 5. Mo checks, and Sylvester moves all in. 120, I think it is here. 120 into a pot that's about 400. Actually, it's 230. So Mo's going to fold.
Yeah, Mo says too much.
And I think that actually Mo came out and bet a little bit on the flop, and Sylvester raised all.
With the aces good.
One of them.
Go with the second one.
It's a little bit of kind of a slow night here. Where are all the players, Dave?
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you get a little bit of slow night. You never know. I mean, it's still pretty early as far as Friday night in Los Angeles goes. You know what I mean? It's still only, right now, 7:30 p.m.?
Pacific time.
Yes.
Fat Boy moves over
Well,
to
it's
seat
funny.
4.
It's always Pacific time out here.
All right, one more time.
Mo's got king, jack of clubs. He's going to raise it up
No,
here.
80 I lost.
50.
Makes it 50.
80 I lost.
And Corporation Mike calls with jack 9. Be interesting to see if a jack falls here, Dave, as top pair on the board. Here we go, 3 ways, $150 pot.
Hey, Palmer, can you put on the Lakers game?
4 deuce 3. And Amir's got top and bottom here. Mo's going to bet 50. Mike's going to get rid of it. Let's see what Amir does.
Amir's probably going to check raise here.
And there it is.
200.
He's going to make it 200 more. Not really the greatest flop for king, jack of clubs, Steve.
Yeah. Mo knows his opponents also. He knows that Amir's not making a move here.
Whoa, wait a minute. He's going to come over the top.
Well, what the hell do I know?
500.
He's going to make it 500 more. Wow.
Well, he also knows that Amir is a pretty tight player, though. And maybe he thinks that he can get Amir off a big hand.
And Amir's going to come back over the top again. And now, I think
500.
Mo's going to release.
He had a straight. Yeah, he doesn't have to play.
Why not a set?
Well, Mo said he's got a straight. He doesn't have 2 pair. But, I mean, if Mo has a big hand there, Dave, what can't 2 pair beat? You flop 2 pair. I'm ahead of aces, kings, queens, right? I'm pretty happy with my 2 pair. Probably re-raises in order, isn't it?
I agree with you.
You know?
It's an interesting play by Mo there. And in hindsight, you wonder if Mo would just smooth call the raise.
The check raise.
The check raise.
Yeah.
And then put a nice raise in on the turn, had a scary card come out. You wonder if he would have taken it down then.
Right.
Obviously, hindsight 2020. Email here from Jeff Rodriguez. To follow up on discussion of verbal abuse at a table, let's use Tony G as an example. The World Poker Tour guy you were talking about. Tony G is the one who finished in 2 final World Poker Tour tables in Paris.
Right. He was
Do you
really,
believe his verbal style is acceptable at the poker table?
well, he was really talking it up in that event at the Aviation Club a couple years back or a couple summers back. Flipped
And I'll
around
get to that in
there.
a second.
A good flop, Billy. I just tip you for just the flop, okay?
Here we go. 4-way action. Ace 5 deuce here. Well, Fat Boy's got ace. And ace. And Mo's going to come out and bet 80 here with middle pair. Mike's going to call with a gut shot wheel draw, backdoor diamonds, and Fat Boy's going to make it 280.
Wow, with an ace, no kicker. Mo likes to take time no matter what. Whether he has nothing, whether he's bluffing.
He's going to get rid of it. Mike gets rid of it. And Fat Boy's going to take it down.
Nice aggressive play by Fat Boy. I mean, hey, if you can live with yourself, I mean, to me, I thought his verbal style, Tony
Interesting.
Cheese, was a little bit over. What?
Interesting shirt there. You know,
I love his
We've
shirt.
seen it all day.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
I mean, I thought Tony G's style was a little bit over the top. I also think, hey, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, who would ever, except for a tournament, you'd never play with this guy.
Right.
I mean, does he want any friends? I don't know. But he's obviously doing it to get under people's skin. You know, they say the best way to deal with a bully is usually to punch him right in the nose.
That king deuce about 50 times.
Well, we got pocket jacks here and pocket queens. And I think that Amir just limped in on the button with jacks. Mo's going to raise with queens out of the small blind. He's going to make it 150.
Yeah, Mo's got an overpair to jacks again today. Let's see how it happens.
Fat Boy folds.
And Amir going to smooth call this, you think?
Yeah, there you go.
And he's in position.
Pot's about $400, and we're going to go heads up here.
Now, this is different now. Mo's got queens out of position. Let's see how he plays it.
See if it's rags come here on the board. Oh, they do, Dave. 995, a paired board with rags. And this one could go down here. Interesting. Mo's going to bet 250 here into a $300 pot.
I don't know if Amir's going to raise this, though. Let's
He is
see.
going to raise.
Wow. Makes it minimum 500.
I raise him 1,500.
And then Mo's going to immediately come over the top 1,500. He didn't think about that one, Dave, at all.
No.
He didn't think about that for 1 second. So the pot now is about, boy, I want to say 2,300. It's 1,500 for Amir to call.
Well, no, 1,000 more. He made it 1,500.
That's right. Yeah, 1,000 more.
And you know what? Mo just basically let him know, I'm all in here. You're not getting me up this
Right.
hand. I'm committed.
Right.
That's what that $1,500 bet said. And Amir's got to know. He's got to decide, do I want to go all in with these jacks?
Well, now, I mean, you talked about the fact that, well, you can be scared by a higher overpair. Well, Mo's got queens out of position now. But Amir limped in on the button. I think if I put him on an overpair, my overpair is good here with queens.
Yeah. And I think that's what Mo's thinking here.
Yeah.
I think Mo is thinking maybe this guy, he might even have eights. You know, Amir might have eights or sevens.
And maybe, you know, he knows Amir so well that he knows Amir wouldn't immediately raise with the 9 on the flop. So he thinks his hand's really good here.
And Mo said he's got him beat.
If you don't get beat, I give you 200. If you get beat, you give me 100.
Little side bet.
They're making a side bet, and Mo is giving him 2-1 on the side bet.
Right.
No, really.
You know, I got to tell you, if you think your hand is good, I like the odds in the pot better.
Right.
On the side,
I know, that's a hell of a deal.
because I know I'm going to get 100 there. If I get beat,
Now, Amir's got to look at this and go, wow, Mo is raised out of the small blind, bet,
if you beat me, I give you 200.
then re-raised me.
Well, and we ever
Man, he's showing strength.
we ever seen Mo do this with something like Ace King? Amir raises and then Mo comes over the top. I mean, he did bluff raise over the top a couple of hands ago,
He
but
did it with King Jack clubs.
right.
That's a big deal with his
I
pot.
got you beat.
Amir says he hasn't beat, but
$50.
boy.
I bet with you guys too.
And Mo doesn't even look
Inside
scared
they are saying,
again about the
look.
9 at all.
No, he looks pretty comfortable here. Well, I mean, come on, let's be honest. If Amir has a 9, he's not acting this long.
I should go all in with you.
Well, he says maybe.
And if he goes all in, he's making the wrong thing here because I don't think Mo can get away from this hand now. I don't
No.
think he's enough money.
No.
Unless he's got a couple of...
Okay, I'll take you with that. Okay, sure.
And he says he's going to take the side bet, so the
Taking
hand
the
is
side
over.
bet, he's laying it down.
Hand's over.
And he's paying him 100.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? That 100 is cheaper than paying 1,000.
Right, right.
And there's another thing that actually Amir obviously was thinking about there. So he asked how deep Mo was.
Right.
He knows if he calls that bet, he's going to face a bet on the turn as well.
Absolutely. Mo, there was no slow playing with that hand with Mo there.
I put on 10s actually. It doesn't have 10 or
Anything below.
You think maybe Matt went out and pimped himself or something? Because he's back with money.
No. Button moves over there to
Alex,
C8.
go take a smoke. I was doing better when you were Yeah, I know.
He told
Fat
me
Boy's
when
still
I
wearing that
scanned
interesting
my
shirt.
phone, he does it, so I
I got him
came
back. Yeah,
back.
same thing, I got him back. You should get some shit.
Fat Boy's got
I
Asian
should,
nipples,
I should.
Dave, you know.
I'm
Something
very
I love.
cautious if you don't pass on the chips in there.
Wow, we've got to use that forever. We have to use that quote forever. Fat boy.
Well,
has
no, forget
Asian
about
nipples,
the forget
something
about
I
the
love.
it's not
I mean, that's
it's
just
not
phenomenal.
it's not the Fat Boy.
Hey,
Asian nipples.
forever we have it. Nothing you can do about it.
Mike's got pocket aces here.
And nobody calls. Mike's been getting action all day on his bluffs, and nobody calls when he has aces, and he slams them down. Hey, that's something Mike Sexton will never say.
Asian nipples, something I love. There you go.
Big of a raise.
500.
Small blind.
Ace king no good.
I
I
had
have a pair.
my straddle all night. The pot's 250. I raised the exact pot. Too big of a raise.
Ace king no good.
Oh, that's right. That's the point.
Button moves over here to
They
seat
don't
9,
realize
Alan.
that the pot is that big.
I know, there's a lot you don't realize.
But I was realizing that you're gonna raise.
Mo's got a king 9 over here.
Something I
Yeah, and
realized-
Mike would actually straddled that pot too, Dave.
Oh, man.
Oh, pocket aces. That's why he's
Alan limps in with ace 10,
That's why he's upset.
and Matt's got ace jack. He posted, he checked from up front. So here we go.
4 cards straight out there. Amir will call
King,
$1,000, but
6.
you won't call 250 when I've been raising every straddle.
Sylvester's going to come out and bet here with
Mike
the
said
6.
it better than ever I could ever do.
I actually have the pocket pair. 100, 150 I'll call you.
Mike's got a bottom pair here, 8-3.
Then again, you never know. I
He's
might
really,
get
really
that.
pushing it here if he's going to make this call. He gets away from it. Fat Boy gets away. Let's see if
Yeah, but-
Alan calls with ace 10, Dave. There it is.
Well, he's got the ace of diamonds. Come on. Runner, diamond possibilities. And look there, it's deuce of diamonds.
Turns the diamond.
Come on, bet it, Alan.
Check, check. Rivers and ace.
Well, Alan gets there.
That one.
Sylvester checks again. Now Alan's going to bet 100.
Last time. Bluff.
And Sylvester gets rid of it. I mean, Alan is just married to those ace Broadway hands, isn't he? Regardless of what the flop is.
Regardless.
Yeah. Playing it like limit hold'em. Button moves over here to Sylvester in seat 9. And it looks like we're going to get another
Straddle.
straddle.
Is that a straddle? No, that's not a straddle. Yeah, a straddle from Fat Boy.
I raised the pot and I kept it.
Fat Boy is in seat 4 right now. Matthew's in seat 3. Mike in seat 2. Sylvester in seat 1. It feels like we've been shorthanded all night, but we've been playing pretty much 7-handed all the way, huh?
Alan limps in with the king 9 of diamonds.
A lot of action at this table.
Fat Boy has, and that was actually Fat Boy in seat 4, excuse me, the ace jack before. Fat Boy's got pocket 9s in the straddle spot. And we get a raise here to 200 by Sylvester with king 10. And Fat Boy's asking him how much does he have left.
Raise, make it 700.
And Fat Boy has re-raised enough to put Sylvester all in.
That's the raise to give us that.
Heads up.
And Sylvester's going to put the rest in here. And we are going to probably see a $1,000 race here, Dave. All 5 cards coming out. Pocket 9s against king 10. But look, 3 of the kings are dead, and the case king's out.
But the 9
Fat
comes.
Boy spites a set.
Yeah.
Oh, I would make it.
Wow.
What do you got?
Fat Boy's going to win
Was
this.
that a 9? Was that a... Yeah, that was a 9.
That is a
7-9 king. Case king, though.
Case King and the
Yep.
one of the 2 9s left. Where's everybody at 2+2?
Yeah, thread tonight's pretty dead, isn't it?
I mean, for a Friday night especially.
Yeah.
You're lucky I didn't call you. Because I flopped 2 pair, I wouldn't go out of that pot, even if you go all in. I don't know you have pocket 9s. But if you go all in with top 2 pair, I'm
Button
not gonna
moves
go out
over
of
here to seat 2.
King 9, diamond. Of course. And I would cut it on the
Email here
board.
from Stephen Smith. It says, "What are your views on the on the players that have Ace 10 or Ace 8 and lose to a 7-8 connector and then complain about that while their Ace didn't win? Do you think most players are uninformed,
Go watch it, man. I don't
Raise,
like
make it
playing the
600.
way that they do with, say, a weak Ace? Well, you always have to be scared of a weak Ace, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, Ace ragged in 6 or 7 or even bigger hand. It's garbage.
Right.
Usually we always say,
I told him I'm calling
you hit an ace, you're going to win a small pot or you're going to lose a big
Bet
pot.
700, you just call him, you're busted. I take all your
Once in a while, I think ace wheel card suited has a little bit of value, but you're not looking for an ace there. You're looking for 2 pair, you're looking for trips on your bottom card, you're looking for a wheel, or you're looking for flush.
But you know I'm gonna make another good
The advantage there is if somebody has, say, ace king, you have ace 3, the flop happens to hit you, comes out ace 10-3. And the person with ace king can't get away from their hands. But you really have to be wary of those aces.
He bet
Get
$200. I was gonna call.
$60 raise from Mike.
He raised 7.
Mike's got 7-10 suited spades.
Now I can call with my deuce. All right.
You would make a set.
And Matt's going to call with Queen 9, and Amir's going to call with Queen Deuce. And the flop comes out King, Jack, 10, and Matt has flopped a straight. And he bets it.
Bet 80.
He bets his straight right out. And Amir, I think, is going to call. He's at open-ended straight draw. And backdoor spades. And he's going to call. And Mike throws away bottom pair.
I can call 700.
River's an ace, and they both make the same hand here. They both have the straight,
200? No question.
and neither player is free rolling. So this is going to be chopped up.
Especially you called. Even heads up, I would pay
Bet
the
200.
200. Second call was a must for me. 200.
Once in a while, Doyle Brunson used to talk about this. You can almost act like you're disappointed when the ace comes out, and just call. And when the river comes out, or you see here, Amir calls.
It's all in.
I guess we call.
And sometimes a play there, if the players are really deep, is you can just call there, and if the board comes out a club or the board pairs, you can move in then, knowing that it's a chop pot. But hey, you put your opponent to the test for a lot of money. Now these players obviously aren't deep enough that either player is going to throw away a straight. But when you start getting $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 deep, you got to think about that. I mean, hey, it's easy to call on the turn with a queen, right? But hey, say your opponent calls you, and then the club comes in the river, and you bet 400, and they re-raise you for 4,000 or something like that. Puts you to the test. One thing also with an ace, it's the ultimate scare card. And oftentimes ace king and ace queen can be, and ace jack especially, can be overvalued because you don't often get the action. I mean, against a good player, if you think about it, if the other guy has pocket jacks and you have ace king and you hit your hand, how much action are you going to get from a good player that has jacks in that case? You're only going to get the action when the jack comes out.
I don't have a standard of.
Win a small pot, lose a big pot. Heads I win, tails you lose, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or heads I lose, tails you win. No real win
Yeah.
situation.
I mean, ace king sometimes has value against a weaker player who overplays ace jack. But, you know, ace king against a good player, you don't win that many big pots.
I'll take it. 7-2. Hey, how'd you know?
Button's going to move over here to seat 7.
Why don't you give me two aces again? I'll raise. Everybody muck.
And Mike's going to straddle again. And he's still bothered by that last straddle hand.
Well, the fact that he's been raising all night, and he finally gets aces and gets no action.
It's like he was setting up that play the entire night and he gets no action. See what he picks up this time. Well, Mo's got pocket kings. Oh, and you know what? Mike's got ace jack. Let's see if Mo plays it slow. Let's see if Mo just completes here. And he does just complete with kings in seat 8. And Mike's going to raise, and this is exactly what we were talking about.
Now, if it was Mike's night, this would be the hand he has aces.
Right.
Because he'd double up here.
It's right in your range.
Now, this is the question here. If
And Amir might call.
I was going to say, if
Yeah.
Amir didn't call, does Mo slow play it? But
Right.
now Mo's got to raise this because Amir's in the pot as well.
And now Mo's going to raise. 1,200.
And some people could say, oh, wait a second, what is Mo doing? Why is he putting so much money in? He's almost making it look like it's a steal.
Well, the funny thing is, Dave, is that I've seen Mike call with less before here, if he's really steaming. I mean, he's got ace jack. It's not like he's got ace deuce or ace 3.
Well, the thing is, if Mo thinks neither player is that strong, Mo has made these moves with ace, ace
Right.
5. And Mo doesn't mind putting all his money in the pot here because, there's no way he's getting away from it. Not
Right.
against Mike. And Amir's not playing aces that way, so it's pretty obvious Amir doesn't have aces.
All right, Mo, I'm all in.
And there you go. Mike is going to make the play all in, Dave.
Yeah, he thinks maybe, oh, wow.
Last time I called you.
And
We'll
this
see
is
how much
about,
it is, and
this is
Amir's
about
out
a
of there.
70-30. Mo's going to call. Heartbeat.
I think that Mike might just have about 1,200. See how much it is.
Not much more. It's like
Not much more, yeah.
Let's see how much more it is.
Take it 1,000.
Double check his kings. Yep, he has kings.
How much more? What is that?
not much, like 600.
You beat ace king?
600 more. Mo says you beat ace king.
That's 1,000.
And the reason Mo gets this action is because once in a while he will make a move with ace 5
Right.
or ace deuce.
490.
It's about 500 more, Dave. When Mo makes this call, it's a $3,500 pot here.
I mean, if Amir makes this move, does Mike call? No way, right?
Mike's like, you got ace king? Mus is like, I got better than ace king. Mike says, do you have a pair?
Yeah, and they're going to run this, I think, 3
If you go
times.
3 times, you may catch 1 time, 1/3 of that.
I got a big ace. If you got
Go
a big
3
pair.
times.
I'll do
3
3
times.
after the flop.
3 times. 3 times. No, 3 times.
So they're actually gonna run the whole thing 3 times. We're gonna see a lot of cards. And look at that, Mike spikes an ace on the first one.
Well, that's the reason he's running it 3 times. He just doesn't want him to get there. You know,
Finish the whole flop.
they're going to
They're
run the whole
running
thing.
3 sets of cards. The dealer doesn't get it.
This is the burn card. One more.
That's what I'm.
Okay, this is 1.
Okay.
Go 1 more.
Flop another
3
ace.
flops.
Just the way it
This
is.
is like a canasta game.
Okay.
After they're done with this one, they
Yeah.
run all the cards 3 times.
Okay. 1
Well,
more.
Mo's got that one.
Yep.
No jacks left, by the way. I mean, we haven't seen any jacks out yet.
Turns a 5. River's 5, so Mo is going to win 2 out of 3.
And that's about right. I mean, Mo was about a 70-30 favorite, and he
Yeah.
wins 2 out of 3.
And again, you know, if you want to learn about why we run the cards multiple times in a high no-limit cash game, you can go to livethebike.com,
Yeah.
click on the banner that says "As Seen at Live at the Bike," left-hand side of your screen. And basically, it's a variance issue. It doesn't change the expected value at all, Dave. And that really brought it down to what the actual percentage. You know, I mean, it's about 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Mo's a little bit more of a
And
favorite.
if Mo just runs it once,
He
there,
loses the whole
he
thing.
loses the whole thing.
Right.
Runs it 3 times. That way he keeps Mike in the game.
Mike, you didn't lose that much. You get 1/3 of his money.
Yeah, that's yours.
Mo's trying to make him feel good. You don't lose that much. You get 1/3 of Amir's money, too.
Right.
Amir was in there for like 100.
Right.
The pot's 4,000, right?
Right,
Amir's
right.
in there for 100.
Right.
Even a big kid.
This one is yours. You get 2.
Yeah. That's right.
Good hand.
Thank you, sir.
And there it is. Button's going to move over there. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Mike, imagine if he picked up aces last hand.
Well, that's when Mike gets the action.
Right.
Well, I mean, in that case, let's be honest. I mean, but you look at it there. I mean, Amir actually called the $150 range with King 4 spades. Now, the funny thing is, Amir actually saved Mo. Okay?
Well, they would have had to have played it out.
Right, well, the
Yeah.
thing, you wonder now, if Amir just smooth calls, I mean, if Amir doesn't call at all, does Mo just call?
Right.
Does Mo go, okay?
He is out of position. He might have played it slow. Now, an ace would have come on the flop, so would have put himself in a tough spot.
Especially against Mike.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Amir definitely did save Mo.
I mean, I'm not sure Mo might have raised anyway, but obviously we'll never know.
Well, you know that Mike would have called if he called all in at least, right? King 9-8 here. I mean, if you raise it to 600 or 700 more, you know, Mike would have called. We would have saw play on the hand. Mike's got top pair. Mike checked top pair on the flop this time.
If Amir's not in there, you wonder if he goes in for 1,200.
Mike checked top pair on the flop. He's bet the turn, and Fat Boys raised him on the turn with nothing.
Well, he's got an ace of hearts, and he's gotten there. He's now as a flush.
Nut flush semi-bluff, and he makes it.
Yeah. And you know, against Mike, when you have a draw like that, why not go for it? And Mike's got nothing. I mean, Mike's got a pair of kings with no flush.
And Mike's trying to figure out what he's going to do here.
Not that much to think about. Don't stress yourself.
Is he going to represent hearts here? I'm trying to think, should I represent hearts?
How much the pot right there?
Well, has Mike checked here?
I'm not sure where the action is. We'll find out right now.
Got it, Mike?
Mike checked, and Fat Boy's bet, I'm assuming.
Show me yours. I'll show you mine.
He's going to bet,
Who doesn't know you don't have a big heart? Get out of here.
and Mike folds. So Fat Boy made the semi-bluff there on the turn.
Mike actually said, who doesn't know yet? I don't have the ace. Yeah.
And Fat Boy's going to take it down.
I like the overbet by Fat Boy there. Nice big bet.
Button's going to move over to seat 9. And Matt over there and
Did not come back.
Roswell, he's kind of slowed down a bit. Well, he hasn't picked up really any big hands since he's come back to get more money.
Very good observation.
You can't get that amount of money, Dave, from the ATM.
Not unless you break it.
Yeah. And Matt limps in with King 10 off suit here.
Why aren't there more ATM crimes?
And actually, and Mike is going to raise. We can't see what he has. So we cannot see what seat 2 has. Matt has King 10 offsuit. Flop comes 7-6-5. Matt's got ace. Mike's got ace jack here. Now, no one's hit anything here. And Mike's going to move all in. Matt's
Well,
going to pick a better spot.
That kind of takes the play out of it, huh?
Yeah.
Why aren't there more ATM crimes? I mean, I'm not talking about, obviously, in a casino, you're not going to do it. But I'm talking about, like, you know, out in the open when it's, like, on a bank, but it's kind of dark.
Well, there are cameras. I don't think it's that easy to break into an ATM.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
I think that there are alarms. Yeah, I think, like, recently somebody broke into a grocery store and was trying to physically remove the machine. You can't necessarily break into them, but
You
they were
can
actually
take them
trying to
with you?
take it. Yeah.
How much cash is in an ATM machine?
Well, that might be it. Also, you know, it might only have several $1,000s in there. I don't know.
Right, yeah, I'm assuming
Yeah.
it probably only has, since people can usually only take out $300 or $500,
Right,
or maybe
right.
$1,000. Maybe it's only got like 10 grand in it.
Raise here by Fat Boy in seat 4, pocket 10s.
And my grandfather used to say, if I'm going to go into, if I was going to go into a world of crime, don't do petty crime. Really go for it. You know?
Was that your English grandfather that said that?
No, that was my side.
I
Actually.
mean, your father.
That's my
that wouldn't be your
actually,
grandfather.
That's actually my Italian grandfather.
Oh.
When I was first born, he actually told my mother that I looked like a criminal and I was going to be a criminal.
How nice.
That's a sweet thing to say, huh?
Right, right.
But I think he said that in a good way. You know, it's not that bad if you're Italian.
Oh. Kind of like being a part of the family, right?
I guess so.
Raise, make it 40.
Three-way action here. We had a raise. I believe it was by seat 7. He's got king, queen. And here we go. 10, 8, 8 with a couple of clubs.
Bet 100.
Sylvester's going to pop it up here to 100. He's going to bet 100.
Nice flop.
And he actually was the pre-flop raiser. He's going to take it down.
Nice flop.
Get a nice email here from William Frick. Cheers right back to you. He talks about a Omaha 8 book here. I'm not sure exactly who it's by, though.
Oh, you have here? Give me some more.
Hey.
Give me 15.
Hey.
Oh, here it is. Winning Omaha 8 Poker with Lou Krieger and Mark Tenner.
Peter, I gave it to you.
And that's obviously not our recommendation, but it is William Frick, so give it a shot.
I missed that one. And then someone else emailed us and said, well, can you recommend a good Omaha 8 or better book? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know.
10-20.
I'll have to read this one and check it out.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone that print that has, remarkably helped me in my game. Again, like I said, different from, say, you can find some great limit hold'em books where you, almost like if you learn the book, you become a winning player. Omaha's, it's a game of experience, game of smarts.
Okay, bring 5 more. We have action player coming.
Yosh is action player?
Yosh.
Raise here.
Raise, make it 80.
Doesn't know how to play.
Mike is going to raise it up to 80. Did I just hear that Yosh might be coming into this game?
Really? How interesting.
He just got back from the Bahamas. He spent one day. I think he got knocked out of the WPG tournament and came back.
There you go.
Raise here
Let's see if he has a tan.
by Fat Boy. And Mike and Sylvester have both called.
Mike is 2-6,
Yep.
yeah.
And he's going to bet 240.
And everybody's missed.
King, queen, and then king 4 suited.
And Mike is going to take it down there.
Jack 2, so Jack 10 and not 2. Win part. That's how much it costs. They go all in 8 pounds out of nowhere.
Did you hear what Mo said? I mean, Yoshi doesn't really know how to play no limit. Well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have the experience that most of the players at this table do in a no-limit cash game, right?
Yeah, Yoshi's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
He's been playing poker for a long, long time. I think Mo is just kind of selling the game to everybody at the table. Being the good host that he is. And it's so strange, 2 plus 2. Sometimes we get 12 pages a night, and sometimes we get 3.
Right.
I guess there's really no rhyme or reason to it. What is today? January 6th. I mean, is there something special going on?
Not.
I understand.
I'm going to do the whole post-tip thing.
Post-tip, right?
Limp here.
Actually, no.
Mo, no, it was limped. Mo was going to muck his hand.
Oh, I
By
assumed
mistake.
there was a raise in there.
It was in the big blind.
He's throwing.
Mo has 10 deuce.
Wouldn't it be great if Mo had like pocket aces there?
Oh, you muck.
Okay, go ahead.
Want to fold now?
You muck.
Here we go.
I'll fold.
And look at this. Mike's hit a set of deuces.
But Mo has hit a pair of deuces. And that's a case
Now
deuce.
you know I have it there. Right?
Amir comes out and bets with queen 5. And look, see, now Mike's just going to slow play here. He just slow plays. Amir bets,
Three players.
Mo calls, and Mike calls. Turn is an 8.
What I have?
Doesn't really completely draws unless somebody was in there with a gut shot, 6-7 gut shot.
Only one pair.
240.
And Mike's going to bet 240 here. And this is where, Mike sometimes gets paid off. But Mo's not going to get involved with bottom pair. But do you really think that Mo would, muck a 9 there? What if Mo was going to fold, in the blind there by mistake, and then he had, instead of 10 deuce, he had 9 deuce, and Mike hit a set of deuces?
Oh, Mike's going to double up.
Yeah, I mean,
But Mike's only got like, what, $800 now? $700?
yeah, he's not that deep as compared to before, but... And there's Yosh. There he is.
Go to Atlantis, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It's up to you, Button.
So Yosh looks like he's got 5,000 there.
20 entries. Big turnout. Wow, good turnout.
No luck.
Limped around.
3 players.
And he's putting the money on the window.
Well, this is going to be funny. King, queen, queen here. Allen's got top pair.
50.
Mike's got top pair as well.
Well, Mike bets.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
And
see,
Allen
I had the
calls.
satellite there for this
Check
game.
call there by Allen.
They're through satellite for this tournament.
Turn is an 8.
They came through satellite. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't change anything. Allen's kicker still plays here. They both have kings and queens.
Allen checks again. Mike
Allen
bets
has a
80.
10 kicker. Mike has an 8 kicker right now.
That's 80.
And Allen just calls. Have we ever seen Allen raise with something that wasn't marginal?
Well, he'll raise. I mean, like he raised earlier with king 9 when the pair, top pair is 9, but that's pretty much it.
River's a 7, and the 10's going to play here,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
But it's a diamond on the river.
I think this is going to get checked down.
Yep. This is going to be funny because we've never seen Yosh on the show when it wasn't a Wednesday, and he's usually the biggest culprit for not showing his cards. So keep your fingers crossed.
It's not resort. They were in Bahamas.
Yeah, Atlantis, the resort.
Have you been to the Bahamas before, Dave?
Is it nice,
I have.
overrated, underrated?
I've been
Any
there.
kind of feedback?
Big East Coast destination.
Paradise
for,
Island, right?
I don't know exactly where I was. Actually, no. I mean, all those little islands there, right? There were a bunch of
Well, I mean,
little
Paradise Island's the big, like, resort.
I don't think I was at Paradise Island ever, to be honest with you.
Or Treasure Island or something. Actually, I don't remember the name of it. Back in my days of when I was...
But it's funny, Hawaii is a popular destination for West Coast.
Is it?
I worked for a spring break company right when I
That's your first time.
graduated college.
Oh, that must have been really boring.
Spent about 6 months in Cancun and Mazatlan.
God. What a
And
drag.
Yosh posted here, and he's going to raise. He's got pocket 10s. He's going to make it 200 to go.
I know what you want to call.
200 in the straddled pot there.
And he's going to take it down. Yeah, I mean, I was the cool staff member, Dave, so all kinds of perks,
Yeah, I'd
quote
imagine.
unquote.
I would imagine.
75, last offer.
Those were the times. That was a great job.
C3.
Button moves over here to seat 9.
There's Mike, our trusty floor man. Good guy. But look at that. It's like one of the guardsmen outside of, oh, gee, I'm blanking now. Help me.
Tell you what.
England.
It's an expensive place. Beer is $8.
I heard it's expensive. I heard there's a lot of kids.
Doesn't budge a smile though.
What was it?
Limped around
Oh, wow.
6 or 7 ways. It's a $120 pot here. King 9-4 with a couple of diamonds.
Allen's got a king.
King 7 playing king rag on the button. He hits it and he's going to bet.
Well, on the button, everybody checks. So you got top pair. Why not? Throw a little money in there. See what happens.
110.
Beer is $8. Vic and I went to the bar
And take it down, Allen.
for, we ordered,
Allen's having a pretty decent night, right?
Yep.
2 scotches.
Called down a couple of bluffs by Mike. Probably up $500, $600, $700. Something like
Yosh is talking some exciting stuff. Him and Vic Park went to the bar together in the Bahamas. 2 scotch and sodas, $13.50 each. Wow.
Gotta wonder if Vic got lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Button here. Seat 1. King, queen. Just a limp there from Sylvester.
How many days was the main event?
Yeah, Yoshi's game, it usually doesn't translate that well to tournaments.
No. Limped around.
Doesn't seem to take quite enough chances in a tournament to really accumulate enough chips.
Ace, queen, 3 here.
I don't think anybody has an ace, but Sylvester's got a queen. He's going to bet it.
Yeah, got check to on seat 1. He bets it from the button. And he looks like he's going to take it down. Yeah, it's interesting, a lot of those WPT events, and Yoshi's actually talking about it. Wow, Alan Call with 4-5. A gut shot
And there's
wheel
only
draw.
2 deuces left.
Turns and 5. He picks up a pair now.
Well, now he needs a 4, a 5, or a deuce.
I think our producer actually cleared the card screen, thinking that no one was going to call. And Sylvester bets here again, 200.
But look at that. Like a champ she is, she throws it back up there.
Well, Alan's got a pair and a straight draw now. What is Alan doing?
Some of them are 800 a night, some the rooms are really expensive.
I think you just easily dismiss this hand as if it was an easy laydown. Well, he's got a pair and a straight draw. He doesn't know that somebody else had pocket deuces.
Pot's now 7 or 800, and the river's a 10. And it's just going to get checked down.
Well, Sylvester can't bet the river.
Good business. Good, maybe good management.
Queen with the king.
The funny thing, too, is that, you know, Alan's the type of player, if the river was a 4, he probably wouldn't bet it because a 2 would bring a straight.
Well, you got to be scared of it.
Right, against the guy that bet with ace, queen, 3 on the button, right? Yeah. Button moves over here to seat 2. Yosh was talking about, and it's funny, got a lot of young internet kids that, you know, win seats through satellites, 18 to 25-year-olds.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if the internet poker landscape were around in full force when I was playing when I was in college. I wonder if I would have
If you would have graduated?
Yeah. I don't know if I would have, to be honest with you.
Queen 10-4 here with a couple clubs. Well, sometimes, I mean, you read these stories about people get really wrapped up in it. I think there was a story a couple weeks ago about some group of college kids broke in or they were convicted of armed robbery to steal money to play internet poker. Yeah, I mean, a lot of your time can be taken up by that.
Armed robbery. See, why not just pick up an ATM machine?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Button moves over here to seat 3.
Maybe we'll put a little section in Live at the Bike. How to commit a crime. Where to, how to. Ace King for Fat Boy.
In the small blind in seat 4. And Mike is going to raise here. He's got Jack, 5-6 offsuit. Let's see what, you know, Fat Boy's played Ace King pretty slow the whole night, not re-raising here. Looks like he's just smooth calls.
We'll call 60 more, Yosh.
And Alan's got ace rag, Dave. He's going to make the call.
I mean, I got to tell you, people always make the argument like they go, oh, well, as you move up in limits, the game gets harder. This game is easier than our $200 game sometimes.
Right. Sylvester calls with 10-5 suited. $240 pot here going to the flop. Queen 8-7. Couple hearts. Nobody hit the flop at all. Mike's open-ended with 5-6. He takes a card. The turn's a king. Now Fat Boy's got top pair. And he checked it. And Mike takes a card again. And the river's a heart. And is anybody going to put any money in here? Well, now Fat Boy's going to bet. He bets 100.
There you go. Bet when somebody might have got there. Well, you never know. Maybe somebody will pay him off with a queen or with an 8 or something like that, or 7.
If Mike had bet there on the flop, he would have taken it down there with his semi-bluff.
Probably. I mean, you look at a table like this, okay. Compared to your normal 3 to 5 game, which is sometimes tight. But you look at a game like this, okay. Basically, if you avoid playing against Mo in seat 8,
right.
If you don't really give Alan any action when he's really, really aggressive,
right.
If you don't give Amir action when he's really aggressive, and maybe you avoid Matthew unless you've got a really big hand. The rest of the table you can really kill, can't you?
Yeah.
70.
What?
$70 raise here.
4 players.
And we got four-way action. I believe Mike raised here with ace-5 of diamonds. King, jack, 6. Yoshi's got top 2.
Sylvester's got a king here. He might get himself in trouble. He doesn't have a lot of money.
Yep.
We've seen him been pushing every single time he gets
Pot's
top
about
pair.
$300 here. Yosh checks.
50.
And Sylvester's going to bet 50.
Yoshi's probably going to raise it. Wait, did
120.
Yosh
Sylvester
checked it.
rebuy?
Yeah, he did. So look at this. Sylvester bet 50. Mike raised it to 120, sensing some weakness, and Yoshi's got top 2. Let's see what he's going to do. Now, is Yosh privy to the way that Mike plays?
Raise it.
He's going to come over the top.
Well, I don't think he cares in this case. He has top 2 pair.
He's going to check raise 3-bet up to
1,000.
1,000.
1,000 more. Man, that's a big. I mean, does he think he's playing the Wednesday game?
Yosh, you know you got a pen in your neck?
Well, this is pretty much going to commit Sylvester.
And what does Sylvester have behind him now? I didn't realize he had rebought. It looks like he has a lot of white chips there.
Yeah, I mean, he might have maybe 1,500 there. I mean, against Yosh, he's check raised. Check re-raised, Dave. There's just no
Yeah,
way.
that's
King
an easy
10
lay
can-
down there.
And Yosh
I guess
takes
he
it
just
down.
doesn't want to mess around there. That's a big re-raise. Wow.
Top 2 pair.
Well, maybe Yosh watches the archives.
Alan, big blind.
And you guys can watch the archives too. All you have to do is go to liveatthebike.com. Top left of the screen, you'll see the archives. And for just $14.95 a month, you get every single show we've ever done.
Right.
Plus a how-to-play video by Howard Lederer,
Yeah.
These are the bad news.
the professor himself.
Ace queen here for Mo. Small blind.
Good news is I'm folding. Bad news is Lakers scored 37 points in the first quarter.
Now Yosh is going to raise up here a little bit. Of course, we can't see what he has in seat 4.
last offer, 85.
200.
And Mo's going to re-raise. Yosh has got jack 10. Mo makes it 200 to go with ace queen. Alan's got pocket 3s. He's not going to play. And Yosh trying to play the fake out here. Look at Mo stare him down.
What was that?
Host against host.
What was that, though?
It was a fake call.
It was like 200. Whoa, that's a lot of money. I'm going to throw it away. He had position on it, but he had jack 10.
Look at this post here, Dave. 2+2. He says ATMs are small, are actually 4 bolted into cement, double locked, and only have a max of about 10 to 20,000. So there you go. That's from Alan Lee.
So 4 bolted into cement. Okay.
Straddle.
Straddle here by Mike. And I think Mike's got pocket. Does he have pocket 10s over there? He's got pocket 10s in the straddle spot, Dave. You got to believe he's going to raise this one up.
Yeah, but this time nobody's got a hand again.
Yeah.
Option.
Although Amir's got jack 9 of diamonds, you got to figure he's going to call if he called with king 4 of spades.
250.
And Mike's going to make it 250 to go here with pocket 10s out of the straddle spot.
And that's the
C2.
same amount that he made when he had aces. Notice how he only made it 150 when he had ace jack.
And Yoshi's actually got the jack 9.
Excited.
Is Yosh going to call this?
Well, Mike doesn't have enough money for Yosh to make this call, but he does anyways.
How much money does Mike have? Let's see.
It doesn't look like that much. I mean,
Maybe
no
1,000?
more than 1,000, yeah.
2 players.
So we're heads up. Yoshi's got 1 overcard. And there's the jack. Well, there's an ace out there, too. I think Mike checked. Mike checked.
4.
And Yoshi's
You always
gonna
find
bet
it kind of
400.
curious when a guy raises out of the straddle spot,
Yeah.
or raises out of the small blind or big blind, and then checks the flop.
I got to tell you, some people can pull off the toothpick move, Dave, toothpick in their mouth. I don't think that Yoshi's pulling it off right now, though.
No, he doesn't do it for you. He's Asian, though. He has Asian nipples also.
And Mike checks folds here. And there it is.
I need a good hand and get fucked. I got aces, don't
No,
get
you didn't. You made it.
Mike actually played that one pretty passively for one of the first times tonight.
Well, you know, you get called, and an ace and a jack out there, you got pocket 10s. They don't look real good, do they?
No, you have connected suited. 7 high.
Yeah, but you got to think, though, I mean, if he actually bet, you know how Yosh plays, he might not call there.
If you bet $500, I
Yeah.
think Yoshi's got to throw it away.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got second pair with no
Easy
redraw.
to get off bet or a raise me bet?
Button moves over here to seat 9 to
10,
Allen.
chicken.
We have about a little over half an hour left in the show. Pocket sevens here from Mo in the cutoff. He's going to raise.
Make it 60.
Makes it 60 to go. Allen's got ace 10 of clubs. Going to smooth call on the button.
Now, Mo does not subscribe to the Barry Greenstein school of thought where he raises the same amount with every hand.
Mike calls with ace rag. So here we go. Oh, and Mo hits a set. So let's see if he doesn't bet here, Dave.
Now that flop, I'll give you action.
Well, he is going to bet. But no one really hit anything here.
Well, he was the pre-flop raiser. You know, they're expecting him to bet, so he bets.
He bet a little bit. He bet. And Allen called with ace 10.
No, and folks,
Turns
he has
a
ace
spade.
10 of clubs.
Yeah. Turns a spade. Mo's going to bet now.
250.
He bets 250. And this is just an acting job from Allen. Yeah. There's just no way. I mean, Mo probably thought, oh, damn, you know, that turn card, not really the turn card I want to see, right? A spade. But, I mean, again, Allen with the ace Broadway, regardless of what comes on the board, takes one off.
It's one thing if it's like, I'm trying to think of a hand that, let's say it's like Jack 9 deuce with one club. Okay, and I've got ace 10 of clubs. Okay, I've got backdoor flush draw and maybe backdoor spade draw. Okay, maybe. I mean, I still don't like the call, but okay, maybe. But that one was Jack 7 deuce with 2 spades. What do you want to hit? What, a red ace?
Mike's going to raise here out of the small blind. He's got pocket jacks. He's going to make it 160 to go. Fat boy folds.
Amir, wow. Amir, like, it's funny. I mean, sometimes Amir will call with king 4, and then here you see him calling with throwing away ace 6. Who was that talking into our ear?
The button moves. Button moves over here to Mike. So, yeah, you know, we haven't been doing...
And there's Mike. Finally, we got a smile out of Mike. Mike's one of the good guys here. Good floor man. If you see him, you come into the Bicycle Casino, you want to know what's a good game, just ask him.
And Mike's Corporation Mike's got pocket jacks again. 2 hands in a row. This time he's on the button. And he's going to raise. And there was a straddle here by Yosh. And Mike's going to make it 240, Dave. 6 times the straddle.
Now, Fat Boy's got a nice suited connector, but for $240, I don't think so.
But I mean, you know, again, the way that Mike pounds it and pounds it and pounds it, he made it 240 with jacks. Do you think that there's a possibility that someone with 9s or 10s would say, come over the top all in? You know, if they only had maybe like 1,500 or something like that?
I think there's definitely a chance for that.
Yeah. You know? And I'm not talking about the weaker players. I mean, maybe even Mo would do something like that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, Mike, obviously tonight, you watch Mike tonight, it looks like he just always loses, right? He's really stepping in it all night. But oftentimes, you know, he gets lucky. You know, oftentimes he has the aces when somebody else has jacks, or he gets jacks and somebody else has 9s.
This time he's got ace 10 offsuit. You got to think he's going to raise it again. And he does.
And,
Ace at 80.
And when he hits his hands, he gets paid.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? I mean, when Amir hits his hands, Amir does not get paid that much because he doesn't really give action.
And look at Amir. I mean, he is a tight player, except against Mike. He's going to call out of position with queen 5 suited against Mike now.
And it's funny, 2 hands ago, he had position on him with ace 6 suited, and he threw that away. I mean, it's just really no rhyme and reason to when Amir's calling.
I would say 8. How about that?
About a $240 pot going 3 ways. Ace 7 jack. Mike's hit top pair. Sylvester has second pair.
Now, Sylvester's been there long enough. He's paying attention to Mike's play. You wonder if Sylvester's second pair is enough for him to come over the top.
And once you have pocket pair, then
Let's see what he's going to do.
yeah,
Yo-yo over here calls me. I don't know what.
He got you a 7 high.
$250 bet. This is why, you know, if Mike bets his good hands, he's going to get paid off.
Exactly.
I mean, is Sylvester going to call that flop against someone like Mo with a continuation bet? Turns a heart. Can Sylvester use the heart, though?
It's getting worse and worse, though.
But it goes check, check. And the river's an ace, and Sylvester probably thinks he's good now.
If Sylvester checks and Mike throws a nice value bet in there.
I think Sylvester's going to bet here.
Little blocker bet?
He bets 175. And Mike is just going to call here.
Yeah, you know what? You can't raise that.
Yeah. And he's going to take it down there with the ace.
You can't beat another ace, really.
Right.
And you can't beat the flush.
And if you raise, I don't think, well, maybe in that one unique situation, maybe Sylvester would call with a jack, but normally not.
Yeah, it's a nice blocker bet, though, by Sylvester there. Because if he checks it, what is Mike going to bet?
Yeah.
Maybe 300 or 400, right?
Button's over here in seat 4.
And we get an email here from Sean. He emailed us a story about that, the kid with the armed robbery for the Internet Poker. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. It's funny, tonight we're getting tons of emails, but no 2 plus 2 people.
Matt raised it up here with Jack 7 of clubs, and Amir called with 6-3 of diamonds. This probably should go check fold. And it goes check, check. Turns a jack. Now Amir has a flush draw, but Matt picked up a pair of jacks.
You have an ace set hand?
And it goes check, check again. And the river's a 4. A little surprising. Well, maybe Amir thought that Matt was trapping him.
Yes.
Well, now Amir has missed everything. He's just going to give up here.
Go.
Yeah.
And Matt just checks behind him. The jack is good.
Got a jack.
Well, you know, oftentimes you're playing no limit. You just got to be content with. You're not going to win every pot, and you don't have to.
A little surprised that Matt didn't bet that, though, in position. I mean, what else are you looking for with the flop? Ace, king, 8.
Now calm down.
Your head's up. The guy in the
And you've
small
raised.
blind called. Yeah.
I mean, no limit is all about like 1 or 2 hands. That's all you really got to win. I mean, you look at Mo's game tonight. He's really what? He's won maybe. You think of the big hands Mo's won. Kings versus jacks. Kings versus ace jack. And he's probably up, what, $4,000 tonight?
Limped around here.
6 players.
6-way action.
Speaking of 6, Allen's got 6s.
We need to see Yoshi's cards on the button in seat 6.
Go ahead, you.
Flop comes out king 3 deuce with a couple spades, and it gets checked around.
Ooh, and there's a set for Allen.
Yep. 6 spikes right on the turn, and he's going to bet 200.
And nobody has hearts here. Nobody has spades. And nobody has a king.
Yeah. You know, it's always very frustrating. You know, you count the amount of times you hit a set, especially no limit, and then to not get paid off on them. It's just, but it just comes back to the point that you always have to be thinking about, Dave, when you're going to call a raise with a pocket pair to try to hit a set. The guy that you're playing against has to have a big hand or hit a big hand as well. So if he doesn't have a high pocket pair, he's got to hit his top pair, and you have to hit your set, right?
And he's got to be, you know, stubborn enough to pay you off.
Right, right.
A lot of variables. We see it all the time. Somebody will call a big raise with like pocket 4s, hoping to hit their set. You know, and they just don't have the implied odds. That's why you actually use the number of. You really think you should get 10 times the bet
Right.
to make it worthwhile. And it's a nice number to go by, I think.
Mike's going to raise out of the straddle spot here again. Now, Sylvester has ace-9. We can't see what Mike has in seat 2. He never showed us.
Give it to me, please.
He's got king-queen suited.
Yeah, he's got a real hand there.
And Sylvester shows the ace-9, and Mo's like, give it to me, give it to me.
Mo's, I mean, I got to Mike's been getting some big hands out of the straddle spot.
Yeah.
Small blind. Big blind. Option.
Limped around here.
I think it was 6.
And Big Blind's going to raise it out to 70 here. Matt's got pocket 10s. And I'm surprised that Mike didn't even raise. I mean, Mike didn't. Actually, Mike did raise. It's Mike who raised. I was going to say, I'm surprised Mike didn't raise with pocket 4s. It's Mike who's raised. And let's see if Matt's going to re-raise.
Re-raise, make it 340.
Yeah, he's going to re-raise to 340. I mean, if Mike had come and Mike's going to quickly call. If Mike had raised big, you know, Matt might have smooth called there, Dave, but he doesn't want other people behind him to call.
Exactly.
So we're heads up. And the pot's about $700.
Does Mike have enough to call with 4s?
He's queen jack. What a horrible flop for both players.
Oh,
Mike
that's
checks.
horrendous.
I call it here to play it.
Now, Matt does not have a club in his hand. I think he needs to bet this a little
He's
bit.
going to bet
He does.
200 into a $600 pot.
Well, that either suggests a lot of strength or a lot of weakness.
Yep.
It is, I know, it is.
And Mike check raises.
Well, he senses the weakness. $200 into a $600 pot? Kind of weak, and
Yeah.
Matt's going to throw it away.
What a horrible, horrible hand for 2 red 10s.
Oh, that's just an awful flop, and Matt took a shot at it.
Yeah.
But if he's going to take a shot at it, he really needed to bet probably 400, and I think he takes it down. 200 Mike just picked up on it too much. too easily. And actually, I take it back. I think Mike has actually rebought there because he's got well in excess of $2,500 now.
Oh, here he is. Push back over.
You can still straddle.
I think we had a question here.
What was the question?
Next time.
Well, I think it was a question that was misunderstood. We had a guy who posted that saying, "Do you have to show your cards to play on this table?" Yes, you do. And then somebody misconstrued that question, meaning, can you show your cards up in a cash game here at the bike, and is it legal?
Yeah.
And somebody else said, well, in a tournament, I know that I was penalized for it. Well, here in a cash game, you can. In tournaments, you're penalized for it. At least here in cash games. I'm not privy to Vegas.
Generally the rule is, in Vegas as well, generally
Okay.
you can show your cards in a cash game.
Yeah.
You can't in a tournament.
Well, the other interesting thing I think that we got into this discussion is you can show your cards in a tournament. You'll just get a 10-minute penalty.
Yeah, your hand is not dead.
So if you really, think it's a huge pot and your tournament life is on the line, I'll show your cards.
And you think you can get a tell?
Right. That's what I mean.
Sometimes it's worth it. You win a 100,000 chip pot,
Right.
and you take your 10-minute penalty.
Right.
So be it.
Okay, 4 wide.
Actually, people that are familiar with the show saw me on the show, I think 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday, and I showed up my ace-jack to a player next to me
There's the
and got a tell off of it.
Mike raised here with ace-4. And look at this. Sylvester's going to pull the limp re-raise with pocket 10s.
And it's one of the only times you might limp in.
With pocket 10s on the cutoff.
Yeah, in the cutoff seat, because Mike's behind you.
Right. He made it 800 more.
And I was actually saying, when Matthew was playing behind Mike, being in front of Mike is not necessarily a bad spot either, because you get to watch Mike bet, see
Right.
what everybody else does,
Right.
and then you can react accordingly.
I mean, obviously you kind of get screwed over, Dave, if you're going to, somebody else limps in front of Mike. Mike raises. Well, now you've got a mediocre hand, but you think you have the best hand. So you re-raise with ace-10 or ace-9, and now Mo's pulled the limp re-raise 3-bet.
Right, that's why it's nice to be to Mike's right as well, because you
Right.
can see that.
Right,
Like if let's say you limp in with 10s, Mike makes it 100, Mo makes it 400.
Right.
Well, your 10s don't look that good anymore,
Right.
and you can react accordingly.
Sylvester limps in. Mike's been getting a lot of hands. I can see at least another ace here, and he's going to raise. I don't know what the other card is. Ace, queen, ace, jack. I mean, he's been raising pretty much almost every hand, but he hasn't necessarily been that out of line, amazingly enough.
Yeah, I mean recently at least.
Matt called here in seat 4, or seat 3. He's got a suited connector, 8-9 of clubs. Flop comes 5-4 deuce. Let's see if Mike fires here. What Matt's going to do. We're heads up.
Little continuation bet here by and he's going to bet about $250, $240. Bets him pretty much the pot.
Yeah, Matt's going to fold. I mean, I don't necessarily know if I'm going to make that call, just a call against Mike with 8-9 of clubs, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. Number one, you have no idea what Mike is raising with, right? So you talk about, well, if you hit your hand, he's got to hit his hand. Well, you could be ace 8-9 and think, oh, damn, I'm so good now, but you're not going to get paid off because Mike was raising with, 4-8 of diamonds or something like that.
You have no idea.
Yeah, and
Mike could be raising with king 8 for all you know, and the flop comes out
Right.
8-8 and you go broke. I mean,
and I don't know if Mike had enough money for Matt to make that. Well, I guess he had about 10 times the suited connector. But
I would sooner call Amir's big raise with 8-9 of clubs,
Yeah.
hoping that Amir has aces and then I can break him.
look at this, though. Amir has got pocket queens here. And Mo raised under the gun with deuce 3 of hearts to 60. Amir's going to come over the top to 200. Mo's not going to get involved here.
That's what I was trying to point out with this table. If you look at this table and you go, okay, well, don't give Amir action, don't give this guy action. Okay, wait till Mike bluffs you, bluffs for his money.
Right.
I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but I tell you, a table with this kind of lineup looks juicier to me than a normal 200 game or a 3-5 game.
Absolutely break.
Done?
At the right level. Bad beat or what? Ace king against 2 queens.
Make it 60.
Matt is going to raise here. Roswell 2+2 with queen 7 off suit. First time he's kind of come in with a random hand. Oh, I guess that's is that the computer hand or is that Jack 7?
It's actually Jack 7 he had there anyway.
Oh.
I'm not sure which one's the computer.
I think it was queen 7.
You're free?
As
I have no idea.
Hey,
We've had
my
debates
producer.
about that one, haven't we?
What? She does a really good job, but sometimes you just gotta go over and slap her in the head, you know? She's like, it was a jack. Bud moves over here to seat 7.
It's 60.
Bart is throwing water around the studio right now. He just poured water all over me.
Yes.
We do everything here at Live and Fight. Keeping it real. A little modest little sweetener there. $60 bet by Yosh, and it's called in 3 spots. Flop is 7-4-3.
Couple clubs.
Yeah.
Mo's got top pair here.
Top pair and a gut shot. And that's the guy. This is actually the same exact flop that Mo had. Same flop when it was Mo's Kings. Mo's Kings versus Matt's Jacks.
Mo bets 200
And this
here.
is the hand that I thought maybe, Matt was kind of trying to say he had, represent.
And Mo's going to take it down there. Button moves over here to seat 8.
Straddle.
Mo and Corporation Mike's going to straddle again.
I mean, with Mike in the game, it almost becomes like more like a 20-40 no limit game, doesn't it? I mean, Yosh is also straddling every time it gets to him.
Right. Couple limpers here.
Option.
Well, Mike's got Jack 4. He's not going to go crazy. But he has been raising with any ace pretty much out of the straddle spot. King 4-5. Sylvester's got a King 9 in early position. He checks it.
Set for Yosh.
And Mike's going to come out and bet as a bluff, and this might save Sylvester.
300.
And Yosh is going to raise. It was a $100 bet. Yosh raised, and Sylvester might re-raise, check raise with King 9. Boy, is he in trouble.
Yeah.
Look
And
at how
he's-
Yosh immediately raised with his set.
And Yosh is out of position. Now, if Yosh just smooth calls this,
Yeah, Yosh is
Sylvester's
in
got
position.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sylvester's got to bet into him on the turn.
And he calls.
Yeah, well, why raise it there?
What?
No, he raised.
Did he raise? Well, Sylvester's all in, and this is going to be like about $4,000 pot here. Wow.
Wow, and Sylvester's like, I mean, he's almost
He just
drawing
threw
dead.
all his money away with King 9.
Well, now he is drawing dead.
He makes trips, but Yosh has got a full house.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, maybe Sylvester just doesn't know who Yosh is, but I mean, you check with the intention of check raising. Mike bets, and Yosh comes over the top of me with that flop. King 9, Dave? Like maybe Ace King or King.
Well, you know what?
Queen. I mean,
The only thing I'll in the Sylvester's defense, and I don't really want to defend him too much, to be honest, is the fact that Yosh knows Mike as well. And Yosh could be coming over the top of Mike
With an inferior hand.
with somewhat of a weak hand. He could be coming over the top of King 10 or King
again,
Jack.
we can say this because we know the players pretty well. I know that Yosh is most likely almost never going to do that, though, Dave.
Right, I'm just thinking if he's playing Mike.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where he's playing Mike, so he's coming over the top with King Jack. And then if I mean, let's say Yosh there has like King Jack or King Queen.
Right.
And then, and then Sylvester makes that big move. Does Yosh call with King Jack or King Queen? Probably not.
Three-way action here. I believe it was limped around. And Yosh has got another set. 2 sets in a row.
And Amir's got top pair.
Set of 6s for Yosh, and he's going to bet. He got paid off by fast playing his set before. Let's see what Amir's going to do here. Can Amir get away from this hand?
He's only got a top pair with a queen kicker.
Well, he's going to raise Yosh.
Make it 170.
And Yosh is going to get paid off pretty big again, I think. See how
Look at
Yosh is
Yosh.
going to play it.
Yoshi's got to be dancing in his pants.
It's a $100 raise more. He made it 170 to go, or 170, and it was a $70 bet. The pot's about 320, 100 for Yosh to call, and Yosh is going to re-raise.
4 more.
He's going to make it 400 more.
Now, this case is a little different there. Yosh can't slow play this at all.
Right.
Because he's out of position. If he checks and he gives Amir a card, it could kill him. Amir could have King Queen here. Yosh doesn't know what he has, obviously. If Yosh knew what he had, he wouldn't be scared. You know, but if let's say an ace or a 9 were to fall off, those are scary cards. Now, this should be a pretty easy laydown for Amir here, I think. I like the raise. You get the information. Now throw it away. I mean, you can't even beat King Jack. You can't beat Jack 10.
Oh, he's going to fold it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cut and dry there.
2 sets in a row. Welcome to the game, buddy.
That was a huge pot, too. I mean, because Sylvester
$4,000 or $5,000, yeah.
Yeah, Sylvester had rebought.
Yeah.
And obviously the game is not quite as good as it was just 5 minutes ago, huh?
Right.
We've seen Sylvester on this show a lot, and he just seems to be a contributor, so to speak. Straddle here from Yosh. Let's see if Yosh can hit a 3rd set in a row.
We got word that Matt rebought, too. He's got more chips over there.
Okay.
Probably
Looks like
made
he's
close
got
to 3,000.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Ace Queen here for Allen. Did not raise. He just limped. 4-way action. Jack Deuce 3. Is Allen going to call a bet here, Dave? I don't know if anyone's going to bet, though. He checks. You got to figure he would call, right, with overcards. Turns of 4. Matt makes a wheel, and he checks it from up front. And Yoshi's going to make a little steal bet here, but Matt has a wheel in seat 3.
I don't mind the play. Matthew, I mean, 9 out of 10 times he bets his big hands. This is just one of those 10 where he's slow playing it a little bit.
You got to figure that Allen's going to call here with a wheel draw and overcards, right? And he does.
Well, he's got a lot of other draws, doesn't he?
Right.
He's got no, he doesn't. What does he have?
290.
And Matt is going to make the check raise to 290. No, Allen's not going to call.
Matt takes it down. Wins another extra $160 by slow playing it.
Funny thing, though, is that if he actually goes out and bets the turn, Allen's going to call, and maybe, Allen picks up a queen on the river.
Yeah, and probably pays off, and probably will pay off a couple $100.
Right. I mean, Allen, we love Allen. He's a nice guy. He's almost playing it a little bit like how Ed kind of used to play about a month ago. Ed's actually improved his game, and I'm saying that genuinely. But Allen's kind of calling with nothing, and you almost just value bet every time you have something because he's just going to call.
Trip threes for Yosh.
Jeez,
doesn't quite hit a set, but he hits trips this time.
And he's going to bet.
70.
He bet 70. Doesn't look like anyone can call, though. So Yosh is really, he's a big proponent of what we say. He usually, Fat Boy's going to call, and Mike calls with King 9.
Well, and Fat Boy's picked up a big draw here.
Yeah, he's got a wheel draw and a flush draw. Mighty check raise. Yosh checks, and the river's a deuce.
Yeah, but it brings a full house out there.
Yosh fills up. Fat Boy makes the nut flush. Fat Boy checks.
And Yosh can bet this for value, I think, can he? Unless he's scared of 4 or 5 of hearts.
500.
He bets 500 here.
He pretty much has, let's see. I mean, he can lose to pocket sixes,
Wow.
he can lose to pocket deuces, and he can lose to 4 or 5 of hearts.
The other thing, too, is Mike's still in the hand here with King 9. Well, the other thing, too, is that maybe Fat Boy doesn't give credit for Yosh betting out on a 3. He can't beat a deuce either, right?
Yeah, if Yosh was betting, ace deuce or something,
Yeah.
he can't beat that either.
Yeah.
And Yosh does not show.
Surprised that Yosh checked the turn there. Interesting. So Yosh has gone on a little bit of a rush here.
Lines, please.
I got to tell you, I like Yosh's game. I like how he doesn't show. Saw Matthew make a nice bluff earlier of Fat Boy, and then he showed Mike. I got to tell you, why show? Let him think you always have it.
Christmas not easy.
One day you'll bluff, and one day you'll get caught. And you'll have to, you know what I mean? You'll advertise that way.
$80 raise here.
I call that.
Ace 8 offsuit for Mike, and he's going to take it down here.
For him,
Wait,
it's not
you said
bullshit.
6.
I
It
mean,
seems like I was right.
what do you Actually, you give me. Yeah, actually, I buy you from that one. I buy you myself 200.
So I'm really excited, actually. Did you hear, how much I hate
200.
the Jets coach, Herman Edwards?
Did he get officially hired by Kansas City?
Well, he's officially, they've got a deal now, so he's officially not going to be the Jets coach next year.
Some sort of deal.
Yeah, it's pretty much he's going to be in Kansas City. Kansas City's giving the Jets a compensation of like a 4th round draft pick.
Bill Parcells just re-signed for 2 years, too, in Dallas.
Resigned. Wow.
Or extended his contract.
Now, he won't make it 2 more years, will he?
Wait. Limped around.
Go ahead, first.
You know, some people have different vices in their world. You know, for some people it's poker, for other people it's coaching football. Those guys just can't stay away.
Yeah.
King 9 here. No one really has much of anything. I think the only guy that really did it, you know, successfully left the game and was happy was John Madden. You know?
I mean, that's only because he's in the game, obviously.
Right.
Matt's got a 9 here.
Matt comes out and bet. Actually, Mike comes out and bets, and Matt calls. Turns is 7. Matt still has just a 2 pair kings and 9s. Gets checked to him.
Obviously, 3 pair does not play.
Yeah. There
It's
it
your
is.
best 5 cards. So it's still kings and 9s, the 7 kicker.
Oh, that's the one? Come on, I didn't know that one. Jesus.
Now, people might be wondering, well, how did Fatboy, you know, we saw him play in the 200 game. How's he playing in this game now? Fatboy actually placed, what was it, 3rd in the Grand Slam of Poker over the, maybe 6 months ago. He had like a $50,000 score. He went to Vietnam for a couple months.
Yeah.
Took a vacation. And kind of stocked up his bankroll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one big tournament win can do that, you know?
Actually, I think it might have been more like $80,000. Yeah, something like that. Straddled here by Mike again.
I mean, that's what everybody's, that tournament thing, you know, everybody's trying to strike lightning one night. Catch lightning in a bottle.
120.
Matt's going to raise it up here to 120. He's got ace-7 offsuit. And he's going to take it down here without a flop. A lot of interesting football games, Dave, this weekend.
It should be real exciting. I know you'll be glued to the TV.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the game tomorrow night. There's a couple of Boston sports bars in town that I might go to. But then again, I'm not really a big fan of hanging around people that are from Boston. So it's a little bit of an interesting dilemma that I have.
Yeah, me neither, but look what I have. Interesting dilemma for me, too, huh?
That's a scary board.
I actually want to tell you, I'm going to have a Super Bowl party
Oh, yeah?
on February 5th. You and everybody else listening are invited.
Everyone else listening, huh? It's limped around here.
Buffalo wings, jalapeno poppers.
I kept it in your ballpark, Amir.
And Mike is going to raise out of the straddle spot. Again, not that bad of a hand. He doesn't raise that much. Raised it maybe 80. Amir's going to
See,
call, and
that's the
Allen's going to
question.
call.
You see, when he has jacks and aces, he makes it 240. When he has king queen, he makes it 80.
Well, he's picked up top pair, but Allen's got a flush draw.
160.
Mike's going to bet 160 here.
And I guarantee you, Allen's not going anywhere.
But he's not going to check raise. He'll just call all the way.
You know Allen's calling.
He bets. I mean, he calls.
Even Mike's in here. I know Allen's calling.
Pot's over $500 now. Here we go to the turn. Turns an ace.
It's the ultimate scare card. Let's see if Allen can use it.
Well, if Allen was on the nut flush draw, he's got the best hand now. Mike bets 300, and Allen just calls again. This probably will go check if a club doesn't come. Oh, it's a club.
And how much is Allen going to bet? What kind of value bet are you going to put in there, Allen?
And Mike can really safely throw his hand away now. I mean, even if an ace wasn't out there, but Mike's going to make a frustration call. And Allen's going to take down a big pot there, over almost $2,000 with the made flush. Mike couldn't even bait the ace. What do you think Allen's chasing there? I just don't get that at all.
I mean, Allen will fire at the river if he thinks he needs to.
Right.
But what draw missed?
Right.
The flop was queen, 6, deuce, right? What
Right.
draw did you miss?
Again, that's why that is one of the leaks, I think, in Mike's game. Is I still think he has a propensity to call down way too much, Steve.
Yeah, I have to. You know what?
Yeah.
I was defending him last night,
Yeah.
and I can't defend him anymore. Not the way he's played tonight. I think he'll be the first one to admit it. I mean, playing like a horse's ass tonight.
To put it bluntly. Look at Fatboy. He's got a set of threes, and Matt's got top pair here.
Is there any other way to put it?
Yes. 100.
I mean, if we're not going to be honest here.
Mike's going to come out and bet here on second pair. The hand strengths go worst to second best to best. And Fatboy just smooth calls with the set here, with bottom set.
And that's the thing.
And the turn's a jack, and Mike might go broke here. He's going to bet 300. Look at Fatboy calmly eat his mango over there. And Fatboy's going to raise.
4 more.
He's going to make it 400 more. And there's just no way,
Now,
Dave,
Fat
Mike's
Boy-
going to get away from this.
Fatboy hasn't
Yeah.
made any moves
And
all night.
there it is.
Yeah.
Mike's going to go bust unless he gets lucky. Spikes a jack or a 7. The river's a 6.
Yeah, or an ace, obviously.
Yeah, an ace, too. Again, I just, like I said, there's just no way that I ever see Mike ever get away from trips or sets.
Yeah, and the thing with Mike's game is you see how quickly he called, and obviously I'm not saying chip tracks are obviously hard to get away from.
Right.
But you got to go, okay, Fat Boy's been playing it pretty passive the entire night. How many times has Fat Boy raised all night? Maybe 3? Mm-hmm. Okay, now he raises when the turn comes out of Jack. Okay, what do you think Fat Boy might have here?
Nice turn.
Think of some possibilities.
And Fat Boy's not the type of player that's going to be playing anything that you can't beat if he has a Jack, right? I mean, Jack 7 would be the absolute minimum.
Obviously, you can't beat a set. Obviously, you can't beat any Jack he would have.
It's not like we commonly say, like if you've got, for some reason, got a King 6 or an Ace 6 and there's trip 6s. Say you had a King 6 in the blind and someone in the field showing a lot of strength. You can be fairly certain that probably if you put the guy in another 6, your kicker is good. Think of the hands that people play with a 6 in.
Right, 6-5, 7-6, playing like that. Obviously, you got to be aware that he might have a 6 suited.
Same thing here with a Jack, right? Jack 10, Jack 9, Queen Jack.
Right, Ace Jack.
Yeah.
I don't think Fat Boy's in there with Jack 4.
Right. Limped around as a straddled pot, Jack, deuced, Jack.
50 last hand, 200 this hand.
Not a bad flop. Not a bad flop at all from Matt here. Let's see if he throws some money in the pot.
Jack in my hand. You only 200.
Well, he's in first position actually. I take that back. And look at Yosh. So this is what's good about Yosh's game. He bet his set, he bet his trips, and he's betting his bluff. The same $70.
And now Matt Corporation Mike is talking some.
Now Yosh has shown that he will bet jacks this way. He does bet jacks this way, so you got to wonder.
Look at that. Matt calls. He check calls with pocket 6s.
Well, let's see if Yosh can fire again. Does Yosh have the courage to fire again?
Turns another Jack.
Well, that's going to make the Jack kind of unbelievable, isn't it?
And Matt might come out and bet. Well, I was going to check.
Nothing, just another 50.
And Yosh is going to bet a tiny bit again.
70.
Bet
Last time I didn't
70.
tell you because I saw
And
you
Matt's
were
going to
upset.
call.
What's the purpose of that
I
bet?
told him.
What, to get a free showdown if you're 9 high?
He's gonna
And
get
now
out anyway.
and Yosh just folds. The river comes. He was drawing live. Wish we would love to have seen the river.
Obviously, I laugh at Yosh throwing the hand away. What was the $70 bet going to achieve?
I was going to raise him.
And on a side note, Mo owed Mike $200 because last hand when Mo was up from the table, there were 2 jacks on the board. In this hand, there were 2 jacks on the board. Mike has got the jack proposition bet on the board. Mo has the 8.
Now, how did the 2 jacks last hand work out for Mike?
Right. Whenever those cards get paired on the board, they owe each other $100. And if there's trips, and actually in that case there was trips, Mo owed him $300 from that last hand. I didn't.
3 jacks again. No. 3 queens.
Queen 8 king here. Looks like Alan's drinking some Hennessy over there in seat 9. Turns another queen. Fat Boy's got trips, and so does Yosh. Oh, wow.
Now, neither one of their kickers play, though. They both have 3 queens, king 8.
Amir comes out and bets.
Now, this is the
Fat
question,
Boy's
though.
going to check raise.
I'm not, yeah.
Hey, look at that. Yosh folds the queen.
Great laydown by Yosh.
Yeah.
He knows it's Fat Boy there. Fat Boy's only shown strength a couple of times. Once when he had a full house, and here. And Yosh knows, I'm best. I'm hoping for a draw. I'm hoping for a chop there.
Wow. Boy, just like, I mean, that's a great laydown. I don't know if you've seen laydowns like that on this show before. I mean, Yosh quickly folded that.
Yosh has been playing this game a long time.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what 3 jacks on the flop.
He's my enemy. He's my enemy. 3 jacks, I have to pay 500.
No, it's halftime now.
So we got about 5 or 10 minutes left in the show before we start our weekend, Dave.
Is it a double fist night for you?
No, I'm gonna take it easy a little bit. I've been having some problems with my voice and having a cough, so I've tried to, tone it down a little bit.
I think you got to drink more.
80 more. Yosh has a queen.
I might have a couple beers tonight. We'll see. $80 here by Yosh raise.
3 players.
And 3-way action here.
Oh, yeah?
9-6 deuce here. Yoshi's got
Look
the
at Matt in
overpair.
there with Jack 6.
Matt's
Jack
at
6
second pair.
offsuit.
Yoshi's gonna bet 400.
Oh.
Now, if Alan had Ace 10, would he call here?
Yeah, he doesn't call 400 usually. That's a little too expensive for him, but he would call 150.
Now, this might put Matt in a little bit of a tough spot here. He called with
Well-
Jack 6 in position.
Yeah, you wonder, is Yosh making a move?
And he called, and the pot's over $1,000. Wow. Oh, and the turn's a 6, Dave.
And how do you put Matt on a 6?
What do you put him on? Yosh checks.
Well, you remember, Yosh can't beat 9s, and he can't beat an overpair to the 10s, obviously.
I was going to say, Matt's going to bet. He's going to bet 400 here. And Yosh is going to call, and we've got an $1,800 pot here.
Time for a nice value bet on the river here.
River's a 7.
Got to put a nice value bet on this river here.
Yosh checks.
You almost hope Yosh has queens, kings, aces, something like that.
It's an $1,800 pot. He's only going to bet 400.
I think he could have bet more than that.
The $2,200 pot, 400 for Yosh to call. Why so little?
Now, does 7 of clubs change anything for Yosh? And you wonder if Matt would have made a move had the 6 not come.
Well, you look at that flop and you wonder, what did the guy call me with?
I think Yoshi's got to call this for $400. I mean, he's just getting too much. The pot is $2,200,
Yeah.
and he's getting 5.5 to 1 on his money.
Yeah, there's no way that you can lay that down for 400 bucks.
But you got the only thing you're wondering though is
Billy will lose by 8.
if Matt had ace-9, would he bet the river or would he check it down? And those are the kind of things you got to start thinking about. What hand would he bet the river on?
Or a bluff, right? Which is why I think you might call here.
It's an awfully small,
sort of bluff.
awfully small
And
bluff.
Yosh folds. Wow, he showed me a lot here tonight.
Yeah, that's an awfully. I mean, it's an awfully small bet to bluff, though. Isn't
Yeah.
it? You're almost expecting a call there. The pot's 2,200. It's only
Yeah.
400 to call. You're almost begging for a call there.
He laid down 3 queens
I
a
kind
couple
of
hands ago, and then he just laid down a hand that he was beaten by right there.
I kind of wonder if Matt had thrown $1,000 in, would have Yosh been more inclined to call?
Button moves over here to C6. That shot's for me. That's a shot of Yosh's nipples.
Yeah. We get it here all at Live to Buy, folks.
5-way action. Jack 10, 8 here, and Yosh has got top 2 pair of guys on fire.
No need to watch the Playboy channel.
Wow, when we get another player in with 9-10, it's Mike in seat 2. He's got a pair and an open-ended straight draw. Yosh bets a Mike bet, and Yosh just called, Dave. It's a pretty connected board. The turn's a 6.
Is Amir still in there? Amir's in there and he just made 2 pair. No, I'm sorry.
Nope.
1 pair. I apologize. I
Mike-
get so excited.
Mike bet and Yosh just called. And now it gets checked to Yosh, and he's going to bet 425.
Yeah, he doesn't want to mess around here.
Amir's open-ended with a pair. Mike's open-ended with a pair. Yosh has top 2 pair.
I can't get over that laydown by Yosh. What a laydown, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
And Mike's going to call.
And Mike needs a queen or a 7 here.
Pot's about $1,200.
Queen or a 7 only is going to do it for him.
425? Okay.
$1,200 pot. Here we go to the river. River's a 5. There's no help. Let's see. Is Mike going to bluff at it here, Dave? He's missed. No, he's checks it. And Yoshi's going to bet 1,000. And I would really lose a lot of respect here for Mike's game if he made this call. Unless he thinks that Yoshi... And Mike's going to make the call. And Yoshi's going to take it down there with top 2.
I tell you, Mo said that Yosh doesn't know how to play this game. Yosh is schooling this table.
Right.
Yosh he looks like a superstar. I mean, he has trip queens. He throws it away like nothing. He flops 2 sets and gets paid off on both of them. He throws away pocket. He throws away an overpair.
He throws away trips on the turn.
We saw that.
Yeah.
We see him throw away an overpair to a jack 6 when the 6 paired. I mean, and then here he gets paid off to the maximum.
Dave, this is going to be the last hand of the night. Now, obviously, we can see the cards. Is my criticism of Mike on that last hand, am I making it seem a little bit worse than it was?
No, that was... Yeah, I mean, you can't defend him on that one. I don't know what he was doing. Got to tell you, short game all night, but real exciting. A lot of good poker tonight.
3-way action here. And 6, 7, 10 here. Mo's got a pair and a straight draw. Mike's got second pair and a higher kicker. And Mike's not going to play here. Yosh is open-ended. And he's going to call. Turn is a 6.
That doesn't change anything.
Mo's going to bet 300 now.
The thing is, if an 8 comes out...
I was going to say, I mean, if Yosh is chasing this open-ended, but if an 8 comes out, it's not really a valuable straight here.
And you wonder, the only problem is, does an 8 comes out... It's one of those things you're playing against the player. Now, if you're playing against Mike and you hit your straight, you might get paid off. Is Mo going to pay you off, though?
And Mo tells him King 10 is no good. And Yosh says, what?
King 10 is no good.
Yosh folds.
Ace 10 good?
And Mo's going to take it down.
Throw it down.
And that's going to do it for us. Another week of Live at the Bike.
Wow.
Down, dude.
What a night. And the theme of tonight, you know, the pros, they take it down. Mo wins about $4,000 or $5,000. Yosh is up about $4,000, $5,000.
Yep.
Really impressive.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Again, you can join us every Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. For everyone here in the booth and for Dave Tuckman, I'm Bart Hanson. Good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.